Hey everyone, welcome back to Pop Takes. I'm here with your favorite host, Christian Campos, and Mr. Nick Fitzgerald.
Nick Carp again, our
Yes.
new guy around here.
Yes.
Still here?
Still
Still
getting
here?
used to it.
He's
you know,
getting
it's
comfy
nothing
now.
too
He's getting
crazy.
comfy.
But we
He's here?
actually have another special guest today.
A real good one.
I might be related to this one, Mr. Danny Carp.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about video games, per usual, but we're specifically talking about how they suck now. So we're going to be ranting a lot. We're going to be talking about everything we hate, the few things that we like.
Yeah, my disclaimer is I'm going to do everything in my power not to sound like customer service hotline.
Oh my God.
I just want to be,
But on that topic, so Dan, guest here, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us why we brought you on here.
Yeah, why?
Well, you brought me in here because I've been in the game industry for 10 plus years now. I went to school up in college in Washington at DigiPen, got my bachelor's in video games, pretty much computer science side of things. I worked at everywhere from Locomotive Games to Sanzaru Games. So now I work for Sledgehammer Games, an Activision owned company. I've worked on all consoles from 3DS to PC to PS4, Xbox One, 360, etc. I've worked with a ton of franchises: Tron, Sonic, Call of Duty, of course.
So-
Sly Cooper.
So this guy,
Pretty much
if
the
you're
insider.
listening, yeah. So if you're listening, this guy has been around for a while. He's going to have a lot of explanations to why these things that we don't like are in these games, I'm assuming, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
It's just going to be good. We have us three, just the guys who play the games, and then we have the guy who's going to explain to us why it's there.
There's going to be a whole lot of, I didn't know that. Like,
yeah.
really?
Yeah,
This and that?
I'm excited for that because, I was talking to him on not a video game subject, but like as consumers, like it's a completely different eye. While like I was complaining about this computer that we're recording on, but like the people who make it, they're like, no, like it has to suck because of this attribute,
Right.
Yeah. So who wants to start us off? Who wants to go on a rant?
I hear Nick's got something.
Nick
I can
Nick
tell
has
already.
a fire burning in
Tell
him.
he's got a bunch of
He's
stuff to talk
ready.
about today.
I mean, I'll just kick it off with the most recent one.
Yeah, this is a big one.
What is up with Nintendo's online service?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
You can't
No.
say it's amazing.
All right.
They don't
It's
even have
price
built-in
pointed.
private.
It's price pointed amazing.
Let me.
Feature-wise, it's 15 years ago's product.
Yeah, but hold on. Let me explain to you why I
Right.
think it's okay. And you're, yeah, sure. But it's like it can be $20 and be exactly what it is, or it can be $60 and it needs to be better. But at 20,
That doesn't make it good.
Just add party
I think it
chat
does.
without an app.
Okay,
I think it does.
a bad. Someone gives you a terrible meal. It's not better because it was cheap.
it's okay because it was cheap.
In your
okay.
mind, I'm not into that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but
But they just do.
I think
This
I'm-
is the company that does so many confusing things.
like everything.
They're a head scratcher constantly. The whole NES game thing, great.
Yeah.
But why is that all we're getting in 2018?
All right. So what do you get with PSN that makes you think you get your money's worth?
Voice chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
voice
that's
chat.
all it
voice
takes?
chat, thank you.
was
Honestly,
waiting
if
for that
that's
to
like a
come
big,
up.
That's a big one.
like party chats and voice chat and all that. That's a huge deal for people. 'Cause
Especially with all the battle royale games these days, you want to talk with your friends.
Yeah.
And Nintendo, you have to use your phone to talk to people on the online service. It's just
you're adding a bunch of extra
From-
steps.
All right.
In your opinion, what makes that come out of closed doors and go to the public? That they say it's a good idea that we're going to put it on an app. Like, what's going on?
it's the technology. They wrote it a certain way where maybe, let's get technical, the bandwidth isn't there to support online and the bandwidth for voices coming over the network. So they're like,
Okay.
oh crap, how do we get this working? Well, if we make a side app, then we can make it work. But people will just do it anyway because it's Nintendo, right? We'll just put
Right.
Yoshi on there or
Yeah.
something.
I don't know. I think it's just like, okay, like for myself, I don't have Discord on my computer. When I use Discord, I use it on my phone, right? With Xbox Live, you can use your phone for party chat, right?
Yeah.
So it's inevitable that these things are kind of moving in that way. Like it's accessible in that way. I think Nintendo just took it too far and it didn't make it an option, but made it the way it works.
My biggest gripe with Nintendo's online service is that you now have to pay for the games you were playing already online.
Yeah.
But that's just they gave you they told you it's a free trial. They told you everybody gets a free trial when you go on, you buy an Xbox. It's not a year and a half free trial like Nintendo gave us, but they say, all right, thanks for the Xbox. Here's 1 month free.
But Fortnite gets a free pass. Why?
It gets a free pass on Xbox too.
But what I'm saying is that Fortnite doesn't have to use Nintendo's online service, so it's just free. You don't have to buy.
But same with
Well,
Xbox and PSN.
I think another big piece to take from that is it's interesting you brought up Fortnite. A lot of Nintendo's games, they're made with online completely in mind. Splatoon, you're going to buy that and not play online. So now in reality, that's not a $60 game. That's a 70 whatever dollar game
like
because
80.
you are forced
Yeah.
to buy the online.
But
play.
you could say the same about every online service.
I don't know.
That makes Call of Duty on Xbox not a $60 game, but a $120 game. Because
Because you're
but
paying yearly for
it's
Xbox Live.
apples and oranges. We're talking about Splatoon.
dude,
Right.
that's some people's living.
It is.
Yeah,
That's a
but-
thing.
I don't know why. I just feel like Nintendo always has to be like, we're different. Like we want to be this weirdo, like friend codes. Like
Yeah.
they
Okay.
add a bunch of extra stuff.
God,
You
I'm
like-
just
you
a-
like friend
No,
codes.
see,
I don't
the,
like
the
friend
reason I
codes.
like friend codes is because you could change your name at any time without spending $10.
play on PC.
I change my name like 3 times a day on there.
Yeah.
But what say you meet a random person at a conference and you say, "Hey, let's
Yeah,
play a
that's
game
the
together."
issue. That's the issue.
Yeah, hold on. It's F76.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
but at
the
that
biggest
point,
thing.
it's just like I'll take your number and I'll send you my friend code. There's
Yeah,
workarounds. There's
but-
workarounds, and I'm willing to do it because I
Yes,
think
because you're a gamer, you know. But for the casual person, they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's too much work. I'm gonna go watch a movie." Or,
100%.
So.
Yeah.
But that's why Nintendo's so frustrating because they, make it all cutesy and whatnot. But then, the hardcore gamers are the ones that really play the games. So
right.
There's just they're a crazy company for me because there's no middle. They're either hitting it out of the park with Smash or Breath of the Wild,
okay.
or they're
Yeah.
just dumpster.
Their
with
their online service,
or
their online
whatever
service.
it
I'm
is.
defending it. Like on a plate when you compare it to Xbox and PSN, it's not as good as a product. I'm okay with it because I'm sharing
price
it with
point.
3 people and it's $35. So it was like what's that? $12 each or something?
I would say the only
thought it was
positive
20.
is that they're
It's-
very.
So the way it works is you pay 20 for yourself,
Okay.
or you could form a family of up to 8 people and split $35.
And that's where the game sharing and everything comes in. Or
That's separate.
okay.
yeah, the details are very muddy.
They did not do a good job. They did not do a good job.
So we'll see. When does it come out?
It's already out.
Yeah, it
I'm
came
already signed
out
up for it.
the
I
18th.
already
How do you
paid for
like it? You're the first consumer of it.
I'm
Okay.
playing Zelda on my Switch. What else do I need?
Okay.
I have Zelda 1 on my Switch.
Okay.
I'm playing Dr. Mario online with my girlfriend on my Switch.
That
what
is-
else do I
That's
need?
actually pretty tight. I like
That's,
that a lot.
you know what's funny?
Yeah,
I
it's
I've seen
amazing.
someone
I like
got
that.
into the system.
hmm
They literally just
Uh-oh.
put in ROM files.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a
Oh,
they've done
someone
that. They do
added
that with
their
the
own game,
They do
right?
that with the eShop on 3DS. They couldn't find the original game. This is Nintendo. They couldn't find. I want to say it was Mario 3. I'm just gonna put Mario 3 out there. They couldn't find the original Mario 3 to put on the eShop, so they put a ROM of it.
Well, someone added in, I think, Contra or Metal Slug too.
It's
I saw
already
that tweet.
addable. Yeah, you can already.
Yeah, you
edit
could
the
hack it.
system.
That's
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
And that's another thing too, which is definitely something you should touch on. Why is it so quick that all of Nintendo stuff gets hacked or like modded? Like way
I think
faster
that's more.
than
Of, I
anyone
think that's
else.
just a hardware thing.
Is it? Is that what it
Yeah, I
is?
think that's all it is.
Because it's immediately, constantly with them. The Wii with the hard drive.
I also think
and-
I also think it's people want it more. Like, when have you ever met somebody who bought an Xbox or a PS4 and was like, I can't wait to mod this thing?
those are hard
That was
to
only
do,
But that-
dude.
but
the
that-
360 days.
Like,
Yeah,
and the
even
original
now,
days.
you pick up like we're talking way later. Pick up a PS3 and mod it. That is not a simple
Right,
task,
right.
dude.
But I'm just saying, like, there are people who, before anybody knew how to mod the Switch, they picked it up because they're like, I cannot wait to mod this thing. That's
So
just a
there's a
consumer.
big
People are just
community for that.
people are just seeking out how to do it, and that's why it's easy. If you have a million people trying to mod something, it's easier than like the handful of people trying to mod a PS4.
I disagree with you because the community that's modding a Switch is also modding a PS4 and Xbox One. It's just Nintendo's trying to get to the market first, so they kind of take shortcuts in their product design. And whoops, here's
Yeah,
some
yeah.
memory we can now access. And
well,
well, that's what it was for the Switch.
I
yeah.
feel like in Nintendo's case too, there's a lot of titles that I would love to play,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, knowing Nintendo, I'm not gonna fork out the money, right?
Yeah. Well, now you can game share
Well,
games, so it's
that
even better.
would be if any
Thank
of them.
God.
Like PS4, getting through that library, there's so much, right?
Yeah.
There's more time than I could get through. But Nintendo, if I had complete ability to just pirate games, that's probably the one to go to.
yeah.
Because like you can bring the Switch with you too. You know,
It's
what I
my
mean?
favorite
That's huge.
console.
So it's like you have all these
It's getting
games
close to
and-
being my favorite console of all time.
Right, and I was
All
telling
time.
him earlier, it's the best selling console of all time, right?
Of all time.
Right.
Yep,
See, I
it's
told
getting
you.
there.
I was
Not in
telling
numbers.
you.
I have
Not
a
in
pro-
numbers.
I have
Over-
a problem.
That'll
with that.
always be the
I know
PS2.
that goes
Yeah.
around. That's common topic, but I have a problem with that because I feel like the market in general is just bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's,
feel like that's a flawed
it's
number.
no, you can't say that.
I
it
think
depends
so.
on units sold, right?
Yeah, but that units sold is still the PS2.
PS2.
That they just shut that down. They just shut down the PS2 support.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like when you're the best-selling product of all time. Well,
But
in video games.
My whole thing is I think the age demographic has certainly widened now. I mean, I think, let's say like 50 and under are playing games. I don't think it was like that 5 years ago,
Yeah.
10 years ago.
yeah,
No
no,
way.
not at all.
You know what I like a lot? Like one thing that Nintendo is actually really good about, like to segue a little bit into like microtransactions.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good
they
They
segue.
don't
make
really-
everything worth your money.
Yeah, but they're not like it's not on every single
The
game. for
DLC,
them.
the DLC that they put in
For
is great.
Splatoon, yeah.
I will
It's
say
cheap
their
or
DLC
free.
is certainly good. I
Yeah.
don't like getting remastered ports, which is what they commonly do, but I appreciate their DLC. Smash
I
DLC,
think-
fire. Mario
Yeah.
Kart DLC, fire.
Zelda DLC was great.
Fire. But
Yeah.
like,
Nintendo's microtransactions.
Yeah.
And well, it's like
Not-
and that's another one of those
They see-
cases of hitting it out of the park versus
Yeah.
dumpster.
They
Like,
see
I'm
these-
not gonna buy Mario Kart 8 4 times,
Right.
You know, but
But see,
I'll
some
pay
people
for
never
those.
pay. Never. I think their idea is they want everything ever on the Switch. I think that's their goal.
And
Well,
it's smart.
ever. And
Imagine like older games you used to play as a child. Now you can play it on the go. You don't have to be on front of a
Yeah.
TV.
Well, and the whole thing with that too is, which is another big like philosophy that I'm sure you've seen it. To me, I see it, and I'm reading between the lines with it, and I see, oh, less development time for more dollars.
Yeah,
Remaster and
well,
port
It's all
yeah,
about money.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all
exactly,
it is. Yeah,
exactly.
Because
Cash
if,
grab.
I mean, just look at yesterday. Telltale Games shut down because they're not making money.
I
It's
did
crazy.
Not know that. But those games are highly rated, right? Walking
No,
Dead
I
was
don't
like
get
huge.
those,
Like
man.
it won
Sometimes it
awards
doesn't
and
matter
shit.
though.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
like Life is Strange is killing it.
That's
But
not
how many-
Telltale, but yeah,
No, I know, but I'm saying like
it's the same style.
that like style
yeah,
of gaming.
but see, it's like if 10 people buy a product and everybody gives it a 10 out of 10, that's a Telltale game, right?
Right.
As opposed to like if a million people buy a game and give it like 8 out of 10,
Okay.
and then you have Call of Duty, which one's making more money?
Right,
The 8 out
okay.
of 10, not the 10 out of 10. So, and that's why this studio that's making out of the park games is shutting down, which is insane.
it really sucks.
Yeah, because like you guys said, it's all about
I
money.
think that genre is
It's weird.
troubling and it's flawed.
It's
I
weird.
think it was eventually it had to die. I think
Yeah, it
the
lasted
first,
a while.
Their first like couple year run, this was like a innovative product. It looked beautiful. It played beautiful. People enjoyed it. After a while, we're getting the same thing over and over again. Different idea, different
Yeah.
story. It was the days were numbered.
I agree.
definitely
I
think the
agree.
days were
There was
numbered.
fatigue for sure, and especially you saw it when the games started becoming discounted on different
Oh,
phones and
yeah.
stuff. And that studio probably had like 250 people.
Yeah, what was up with that? I heard they were
Very
still
small.
hiring up to the day they closed or something.
really?
Like that.
Yeah,
There was
I
rumors
mean,
of
That's
that.
insane.
But 250 people. The games are like movies because you're writing a script, you're
Mm-hmm.
animating art and whatnot, and then the games don't make money because they're just out there. You're one and done. There's
Licensing
no-
isn't cheap either. All those
Exactly.
games are Batman, Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's
And-
Wasn't there a Back to the Future one, or they were going to
think
work
there
on
I
was.
it?
think that was another
They
studio.
Was that a
grabbed-
studio?
You might be thinking of Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, I don't know.
But
I
even
thought there was
so,
gonna be one.
it's in the Bay Area, which is very expensive. So they got to pay for everybody's salary that lives in the Bay Area. Even though it's North Bay, past Golden Gate Bridge, is still
Yeah.
just expensive. So if you're not making money outside of your game just coming out, which is microtransactions, then
Right.
you might have a hard time sustaining.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, nowadays you have games that are 100% microtransactions making billions now.
And-
With the B, the hard B.
Fortnite.
Big Fortnite. I like cosmetic microtransactions.
So
we should
I'll
get
take
into
that.
this. We should
I'll
certainly
take
get into
cosmetic
this.
microtransactions.
Yeah, we should certainly get into
No,
this.
no pay to win. I
No.
fucking hate that.
No.
Dude.
So the stages of microtransactions is really frustrating because it all stemmed from mobile games. That was the first thing.
The OG.
And they would give you a free game. That's the big thing. Free. And then it's like, sure, I'll dump $5 into this game. I've been playing it a bunch. This is fine. Sure, I'll dump $20. And then somewhere along the line, it's like, okay, here's a $60 game and here's a bunch of microtransactions. And that's where I was just like, what's going on? So when I'm buying this game, I'm buying the game, the DLC, and now microtransactions. And all I'm getting out of all this really is the first one, the game. Like, that's insane. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
But it's working.
Yeah.
it's-
Well, it is and it is. Well,
it's working for these companies.
some of these companies are getting dumped on for it. Like a lot of the new
Everybody's
sports,
getting
a lot of the new sports
EA.
games are getting dumped on for it. And
What are they
we-
doing?
We
I don't
know-
play them. So what are they doing?
So
What do you buy? Like, what is
it's
a
pay to
micro?
win, like he was saying. And that was the same problem. The notorious.
Oh, because you could
case
buy
with-
players, right?
Yeah, but the notorious case with Battlefront, right? That's obviously the
yeah.
most.
Yeah,
well-known.
Battlefront was that.
Oh, I was thinking
you-
Battlefield. Yeah, Battlefront was
It was
crazy.
loot drops for certain characters that were powerful, right? Was that the idea?
Yeah.
And I think too that
It was all random.
you had like class systems that advanced, and you got like attachments for guns, you got
Yep.
attributes, you got special abilities.
It only came from the loot drops.
Well, yes. At first, I didn't defend it because it was what they were doing was clearly backhanded, but it was a little confusing that people were so mad about it because you could use the built-up currency over time to get.
yeah,
the
but see,
things.
Yeah,
but
but
see, but
but
see,
the
this is
loot
the problem.
boxes expedited that.
No, no,
process,
it wasn't.
that's
It
why-
wasn't. It was how much they expedited it. They did the math. It was to buy the top tier character, like your Luke Skywalker. You had to play the game for 40 hours.
No. Okay, that I know what you're talking about. So the number was to get everything, you had to play so and so hours,
Mm-hmm.
right? You could save for what you wanted.
Right, but no. But see, they broke it down to you get a certain amount of currency per match. You could play a match. So let's say you get $10 per match.
Yeah.
A match is 10 minutes, right? So they did the math. You have to do this many matches, and that takes this amount of time, and that's how you get the top tier characters like Luke Skywalker
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And it was like 40 hours to buy one of those characters.
Right.
So nobody's going to do that. You're going to buy the loot boxes.
Boy, that sounds familiar. Just like Street Fighter V.
Oh, okay. That's so.
So those are examples of bad
Yeah.
microtransactions
Yeah.
where you have to put in so many hours into the game just to be better at
Yes.
the game than somebody else. Whereas Fortnite, I put a silly dragon on my back.
Right.
It was like a couple dollars. I don't need that, but somebody will buy it, and it's just
It's
that
a big
times
somebody. It's a lot of somebody.
like 10,000 people buy that. You now have enough to make more content and keep going.
Well,
and going.
and see, okay, so Fortnite is not only good microtransactions, but that money keeps going back into the games.
Yes.
It's a free game. They're not making money off of downloads. They're making money off of you buying these silly microtransactions,
Well,
and you get weekly updates. You get
a
new.
lot of people to give them praise for it, but I always point to the fact I don't think they were technically the first to kind of implement this idea. It's
You're
come
right,
from the
yeah.
esports area.
Yeah,
Counter-Strike,
Right.
They
Oh,
add on,
yeah.
they have a skin system, and all that money goes to their tournaments, or most of it.
I
goes to their
don't think
tournaments
they're
and
the
stuff.
first. I'm not saying they're the first.
Well, I'm not saying they're the first, but I'm saying these are ones before them.
What I'm saying is, in the age where you have the Destinies, which we're gonna get to, where you have the Destinies, where you have the what else is really bad? We'll just say Destiny for now. You have the Destinies. The companies are just pocketing all of your money and giving you nothing back. Absolutely nothing. Like a couple hours of content back. You have the Epic Games that is making in the billions off a free game and giving you stuff every single week, every week, constantly. And they're doing crazy advertising outside the game to make like players like hyped about it. Like they're hitting it out of the park.
It's
As
a
much
good
as I don't like the game, they're hitting it out of the park.
I wanna revert back to because you were talking about sports games. And
Yeah.
microtransactions.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the one
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
so let's
for
hear about
sure, 2K. So
Yeah.
you can buy this thing called VC, right? So if I want to, and what you use it to upgrade
Send
your
me, like,
online player.
virtual currency. Is that what that
Yeah.
stands for? Okay, yeah.
You upgrade your online player. So like you buy the game week 1, and some rich kid buys like 200 million VC, and like he's a 99 overall online in my park. And so like my park's your own created character.
Okay.
And if you don't buy any of that stuff, you're a brown shirt, which is like a level 50. But like there's people running around like all these like clothes, and they're 99. They can make threes from like everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's like 100%
Well,
terrible
Yeah.
microtransaction.
And what I was reading about that is they're having some kind of tournament, like a progressive weekly tournament, and the top ranked guys win like an actual cash prize or something like that.
Really?
But all the people at the top are the ones that just dumped their money into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you
It's
buy real
insane.
quick, and then they just
It's
go
not
get
a real
on the-
tournament. Like,
Yeah, like that's terrible system. Like,
Yeah, it's horrible.
and they have really good deals on them too. Like some weekends they'll have 50% off VC.
I want to
Yeah.
I want to go a little deeper. These type of issues that we're discussing, like that case, right, where it's we're gonna have this tournament, right, and the top players are gonna get blah blah blah, right, but you have the ability to dump your money to make it easier for you. Do these problems not get brought up at these meetings and then before the games come out? And if they do, what is the reaction? Do they get thrown out a window like that
Yeah.
meme, or like
Tell us.
They know what they're doing. That's
Okay.
what I'll say.
Oh yeah, hold on. Before we get into anything else, I'm gonna stop right there. There's obviously things that Dan can and can't say. Being an industry
Keep
guy.
it vague.
So
Yeah.
anybody who's listening, and if you get the idea that he's not answering these questions right, keep that in mind. Like there are things that he literally cannot say. But yeah, go on. Give us what
Yeah.
you can, and we appreciate that.
They know what they're
obviously.
doing, but clearly some of the design decisions of the games are done by those people. They're done by people higher up. And what's the goal? Make money.
Make money.
Yeah.
The goal behind everything is less money in, more money out. You say it all the time,
Right.
and that's what it is.
Yeah, so they'll put these things out. They'll try the live environment. They'll, let's put out this 50% off. Let's see how it does. Oh, it's doing well. Next week, let's do it again. Or, just to keep the flow
Yeah.
going. But if they get negative reaction, they have to pull that out
Do
as
you mean
quick as possible.
do you mean like a media reaction, like people saying something, or do you mean
Yeah, yeah.
less
Or like
sales?
numbers.
Oh,
Yeah,
Twitter is
both.
monitored all the time.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I look sometimes when Call of Duty came out. I'll see what people are talking about, and
Mhm.
we'll discuss options. And if we feel like something is wrong with the game, we'll keep it in. If we feel like we should take it out, we'll take it out and make an update. But you have to remember, there's living
Do you-
people that make these games.
Yeah.
So a reason microtransactions happen in dirty
Pay
ways.
salaries,
Let's pay salaries. Fortnite, back to Fortnite again.
because you can't pay those salaries off a free game. Fortnite
Right.
had to do it.
So the circle of life. You have the free to play things. It gets the money. They take it back, and now they can pay the developers to make more content and keep the community going. It's just keeping everybody happy and a good circle of life. But if you do the EA Star Wars loot box stuff, you
Yeah,
have
that's the one. I can't imagine nobody at these meetings saying this is a horrible idea. You know what I mean? Like someone had to be saying that.
someone with the
Exactly,
money sign glasses on is like,
exactly,
oh,
yeah.
it's totally fine.
Right.
As I drive away in my Lamborghini.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just there's good ways to do it and bad ways to do
Mhm.
it. But the idea is to make money for the company so they can continue making more games and whatnot.
More games or more content, which ultimately is a good thing. But it's just too many people, because there's no return, or there's no return policy or trial or anything on these microtransactions or anything. I know that's a
Yeah.
silly idea to say, but it's just somebody puts their money in, they regret it. It's just oh well, there goes my whatever. It's it's not like if I buy a game and I don't like it, I can return it or something. It's it's just the idea that it's a quick grab and that's it.
Yeah, some studios like to make good. If let's say they put out a piece of content that just breaks the game or ruins your save or something, usually they'll make good. Oh, here's some free something.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It does help with stuff like that, which is nice.
Man, this is the age we live in. Microtransactions are going to
Do
be
you,
everywhere.
do you see it
Yeah.
going anywhere?
Going anywhere?
Yeah. Or do you see it stopping?
Oh, no way.
No.
No way.
Hell no.
No.
At the most, I feel like the format would change in some way, right?
What
Well-
do you think? Do you think where it's at is the new standard for video games, or do you think it'll shift, or do you think it's still adjusting?
I think you've seen it adjust with battle passes. As an example.
I think that's where people
yeah,
are
that's
leading
a-
towards. The Rocket League just did one.
Exactly.
Fortnite, Paladins, all those.
What
games
is
are
that?
doing-
Explain to me.
So the way it works, for Fortnite's the one I know the best.
Okay.
So when you buy Fortnite or download Fortnite, it's free. You play the game.
I
and
bought
everything.
Fortnite. Is that a stab at me? I
Oh,
bought
Dude,
it.
you
It-
suck.
Is that fun? It looks kind of fun.
Yeah, no. Save the World looks
Battle
fun.
Royale, Save the
I
World?
actually, before Battle Royale was a thing, I paid $60 for that game because it looked sick. It looked like the adult Minecraft.
Yeah, I almost-
and then it turned into the Battle Royale for kids somehow.
Yeah, I almost bought
I
it
don't know
because
how that happened.
they did the thing where it was $60, or you pay $80 and you get 3 codes for you and your friends.
And they don't even
It was
work
pretty
on
cool.
that. To me,
Yeah,
it
they
was
really
a scam,
don't.
but I kind of
Yeah.
drew off.
I'm
Battle
gonna buy
Pass.
Save the World eventually.
Eventually.
It
Well, it's gonna be
looks cool.
free.
Really?
So don't do that.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
oh,
free.
okay.
You just
Even
pay
more
for
of a
early
scam.
access.
Okay,
Even more of a
good.
scam. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So what I was saying.
Yeah.
So with Fortnite, it's free. You could play. You could do everything in it, right? If you buy the Battle Pass, it's an extra $10.
Yeah.
$10
for the
right?
season.
And you get a bunch of extra rewards. You get cosmetics. You get in-game currency. You get all this stuff.
I think League has something.
And
similar to
you
this,
have
right?
to do
Yeah.
challenges.
Yeah, and it gives you challenges so you can earn more stuff. But here's the cool thing with Fortnite. If you play that game enough, you can use the in-game currency that you earn to pay for your next battle pass.
Yes.
So for a
I
lot of
didn't know
people,
that.
So
Yeah.
as long
really
as you
good.
keep
So-
playing, you're
so-
going to get rewarded.
right. So
That's-
Omar was big on Fortnite for a minute. He bought the battle pass his first season when he got it. He says he has not paid for it since, because the money that he earns because he bought one battle pass keeps paying for his next one. Sure, that money takes away from in-game
How are
costumes
they,
and stuff.
So if everyone
really
did that,
cool.
that's awesome for us. But if everyone did that, how are they sustaining on that?
because there's still people who are going to cash in a little bit more for those cosmetics
cosmetics,
and
yeah.
stuff
I get
like that.
okay. So right. So paying for the battle pass makes you feel like you should be playing because you've already invested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
I
And
feel-
then it gives you some money to buy the in-game, but you might be short like $1 or $2. So you have 100 people put in $1 and there's $100 like that.
Right.
So-
Rocket Leagues actually is free but you pay for the
'cause-
premium pass.
See-
but you still
see,
have a
that
battle
I don't
pass,
agree with
though.
because
You
that
don't
game
like that one?
that game costs money.
Really? Well, for the keys to open
I think
chests.
that's a
No,
fair
no,
point.
Rocket League.
Yeah,
Rocket
that's a
League
fair-
Oh,
costs
because it's like
$20.
$20. Okay.
Rocket League costs $20.
Is that thing on? Is
It's
that
on
Battle
Switch.
Pass thing on Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on. It was
So
like a
that's
new
huge-
update.
So
that just
you
came
got to
out.
do the Battle Pass, Nintendo's stank online service,
Yep.
and the buy the
And
game.
the
Oh,
game.
remember, Fortnite's exempt from that. They don't have to use the.
See,
online.
why is okay?
Boom.
That is
So-
weird.
so
I
the-
think Rocket League
so
just
the-
not big
the
enough,
thing
right?
that the thing that people dug up is that free games are exempt from that because there's a couple free like online games. There's like a free MMO
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
Japanese side.
yeah,
and that
you were telling me about that.
yeah, Phantasy Star, love that
Yeah.
game. That you don't have to pay for the online either. Fortnite is free and you don't have to pay for the online. Paladin's also free. You don't have to pay for the online.
So I think it's got to reach a certain level before that works.
no, I think
if
it's.
you're like
I think
a
if it's just
mid-level
free,
game,
I think
like-
I think if it's just free, then you don't have to pay for online.
But if your game sucks and you're doing the free thing and no one's online,
Then you're just out.
bleeding
Then you're
money.
just out. Yeah, that's
You're
all it is.
bleeding.
Well, then
Yeah.
they shut it down, and
Yeah,
then
and
the
that's
studio
what-
gets
that's
shut
what
down,
happens.
or they
Yeah.
make another
Right.
game.
because Rocket League, $20, and then you're paying for the pass, and then you're paying for online, and then there's still microtransactions. So that company's getting money from you 4 ways now.
Mm-hmm.
It's well, they're not getting the online, but they're getting money from you 3 ways, which
But
is insane.
You have to remember how many people are smart consumers that actually realize this is happening, and other people are just
Oh,
like,
that's a
We have a
That's a big
homie
one.
who doesn't know.
yeah. So they're
Shout out Cedric.
Oh, but that's how they're making their
But
money.
his was a
too.
free game, so I'm gonna give him a pass because he didn't get all 3.
Sure. Okay. True. Yeah.
The people that I just straight up think you're dumb is if you're falling for all 3. The like and the third
What are you
one.
talking about?
If you buy the game, if you buy the microtransactions, and you buy like the in-game currency or
Or
the
battle pass
battle
or-
pass or DLC or anything.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
game, microtransactions, DLC. If you're paying for all 3 of those, you are a dumb consumer. In my eyes. No offense to anybody out there, but like you either really love this company, and I do that with some companies like Capcom, I'll just give them my money.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
There's some-
you know what's funny
there's-
is there's
hold
a
on.
fourth to your 3
There's-
on with Capcom is buying the whole other game. Because when they put out Street Fighter, you buy the DLC, the in-game currency,
Season
the
pass.
game, the season pass, the
Yeah.
game itself, and 6 months later or the year later, you're buying the arcade edition.
Oh
or
yeah,
the Ultra edition.
Well, that counts as DLC, but yeah, but,
But that-
see,
yeah,
but see,
it's
it's like
like-
you're either just a bad consumer or you love the company. Because there's times where I feel like just waking up early, driving over to Capcom and San Mateo and giving them like $10 just because I love them.
Just
Just
a
because
little drive by.
I love them.
But
like,
what about
thanks, guys?
Okay, but
donation
what
bin?
about which is another funny one? You were talking about they pay attention to media.
Yeah.
What happened with Marvel vs. Capcom? Did they not pay attention to
had-
anyone saying anything?
That had to be no money in, big money out.
I think
That's it.
Disney
That game-
was in there. That's the common theory is that Disney
I think
was
so.
in there.
I think Disney is the reason
Because it
why
makes
that
sense
game
because
sucks.
look what happened with Battlefront. A few months later, Battlefront or before or after.
Oh yeah, I keep thinking
but-
Battlefield.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Star Wars.
Battlefront.
But
Say
look what
Star
happened with
Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think Disney just needs to stay out
I
of
think
games.
I think Disney is the reason why that game sucked. Marvel's Capcom.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they're the reason that game sucked, and I think they're the reason that Kingdom Hearts 3 has taken 14
Well, it
years.
had the worst media. Like the trailers were awful. They did a horrible job explaining anything. They even put out a guy who was like their like PR guy. He was a former player, Combo Fiend. was
Mm-hmm. Oh,
what
yeah,
they
yeah.
buy. And he goes out and they're like, "Are we going to be seeing X-Men characters?" And he's like, "Well, I can't guarantee anything, but keep in mind that these characters are just functions."
Yeah.
So basically, he was all, "This character can do everything Magneto does, so you shouldn't need Magneto."
Yeah.
And
That's
everybody was like,
terrible.
"What is
Yeah,
wrong with
it's not
this?"
good. Yeah.
I'm not
And-
mistaken. He doesn't work there anymore.
I hope not.
But,
I would
like,
hate to do that.
What were
It just
you
sucks that
thinking?
they're like using the games like we're paying for these things as games. Like I want a good Marvel vs. Capcom game. And Disney is like, well, instead of giving you that, we're going to just put this as advertising. All you're going to get is Guardians of the Galaxy and Marvel Cinematic Universe. You're not going to get any of the guys you actually
Yeah.
want.
And fighting games can really blow the lid off. Do things correctly.
Well,
one
okay,
common
I
one
think-
which I haven't played too much anymore, but Injustice,
Mm-hmm.
their system has always been incredible, and their DLC is fire. Because
Well-
that's the thing. If you're gonna put DLC for a fighting game, it needs to be amazing.
Yeah.
It needs to be good.
We played Street Fighter 4. We know good DLC for fighting games.
Street
We
Fighter
know.
4,
Street Fighter 4.
that DLC sucked.
What are you talking about?
I hate it.
You got so many characters out of it.
Well, yes, but the system with buying a whole new game was
yeah, but it was
not the
discounted. It was
problem.
discounted. If you had the current one, it was like a $15
What
upgrade.
about Marvel 3?
I didn't even buy that game. I don't know how they did it.
Marvel
That game looked
Capcom
bad.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just
Ultimate?
they didn't give you DLC.
Oh, 3. They sold you the whole new game.
Yeah, they sold you a whole new game.
It was $40 if you had the original.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
You got no discount for that game. I know for a fact. You
no,
got
yes, it
discount.
was, but I bought it physically because I love those guys and I love Capcom.
And then he drove by and gave him $10.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
on his way
Yeah,
out.
I had no problem giving
Here you go,
Capcom my
guys.
money.
So
I really don't.
going
Yeah,
back to the license stuff you're talking about,
It's expensive.
At the company I worked at, Sanzaru Games, shout out. I worked on this game called Marvel Powers United VR. It was a collaboration with Oculus Rift and
I think I've seen that one.
Marvel.
Can you explain the game a little bit?
So
Just
the game
real quick
is
so I can
a
remember.
4-player online co-op game. Beat 'em up.
Yeah, okay, I've seen this. Yeah, it looked cool.
You play.
You worked on that?
as- I did work on
Nice.
that. Yes.
That game looked really cool.
You play as a Marvel superhero. You play as the Hulk. You play as Deadpool, Rocket Raccoon, Spider-Man. The list goes on. That game, you're full body IK, so when you put the VR headset on and the controllers, your arms and your legs are the whole character. So
Oh, shoot.
very immersive.
Pretty
But
dope.
You've never seen this? You would probably love this. I don't know if you're into VR or have
Yeah,
one or
I'm
anything.
trying to recall.
It
seeing
looks
I
really
don't think I
cool.
recall.
But you brought the fact of what happened to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Yes, is the answer to Marvel
Yeah.
because they want some characters in some areas of media, and they want some characters in other areas of media. So you can imagine
Yeah.
what has happened.
Yeah, they didn't give us anybody they wanted. They gave us the cast of the movies that were coming out
Right.
in Marvel's Infinite, Marvel's
Yeah,
Capcom
yeah,
Infinite.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get anybody. You just got
I
you just
had
got the
even-
Avengers.
I had even heard
Sucks.
people
Yeah.
saying that were working there that Marvel had stepped in a bunch of times, or Disney or whoever was involved, and said that in some of the trailers and some of the media, you couldn't show Marvel characters getting beat up by Capcom characters.
I've heard that too. I have
No
heard that
way.
too.
That
Yeah.
Disney
No,
said
I
that?
have
Yes,
heard that
because
too.
PR guys,
Yeah, no.
PR guys are like, oh yeah, you know.
Because if you have these, it comes down to kids. If you have these kids who are super excited for these Marvel movies, they don't want to see their superheroes get beat up. It's going
Exactly.
to make the movie look bad.
Exactly.
But here's
it's
where
like
the self-awareness is weak. Kids are not buying Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yep.
We are.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it could be a gift, but it's just like if you go to see Avengers and you see Iron Man on the screen, you don't want to be like that guy got beat up by Mega Man.
Yeah, if you're like 10 or
Yeah, but it all contributes. It sucks that these things are all such conjoined entities. Like, it's just I don't know. It's too
Yeah.
convoluted.
So-
now.
Disney.
Licensed games are hard.
Yeah,
Any
I can imagine.
license.
I could really imagine
You
that.
know, because it's an IP you're trying to protect, right? You want to make sure it
Mm-hmm.
looks good to the public eye, but you want people to have fun with the IP. Spider-Man's a good example.
You know who's
of
really
that.
good about
Spider-Man
licensing
killed it.
is Nintendo.
Really?
Reed, you might have something to say, but listen to the story about when they're making that Rabbids Mario game. Nintendo was just like, Mario can't do this, this, or this. Have fun. It was just like a very short list of things because those games are like disgusting. Like those Rabbid characters are disgusting. They're all
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
snotty and gross and stuff. They're just like, yeah, Mario can't just do these weird things.
Mario can't have boogers, aren't?
Yeah, stuff like that. And from what I read, they were just very loose. There was like a couple times they're like, that's a little too edgy for our characters, but they let the developers have free reign over these like like Mario. Like that's a big one. Like you can't have Mario going around like mooning people or something in your game. Like
I'll play that game.
Yeah,
I would play that game for
first
sure.
one to
Oh,
buy
yeah,
that.
Mario's Moon
Mario-
Party. Oh, I'm in.
Moon Party.
but
I think that's
works
called
with-
Odyssey, right?
Stupid.
All
I
right.
think Nintendo's probably more open to seeing what else their characters can do more
Yeah,
than
definitely.
Marvel or
Right.
someone else.
When
so.
you're dealing with something like Marvel, like right now, those are the biggest movies.
Yeah,
Like
things that transcend the game industry.
Yeah,
that's where we.
that's
get
gonna get
sticky.
hard. That's
That's
gonna get
why
hard.
Smash works perfectly. Everything they
Oh,
put
yeah.
in there, it's in the game industry, so these people get it. The people they're licensing with, they're like, "Oh, Smash, that thing flies off shelves. Do what you need to."
I heard even with the Mario movie that's coming. Oh, I know.
I heard
but
things I didn't
When
know
they're
that
making it
was going.
cinematic or
but
live
I've heard.
action?
I don't know. I don't know. I hope it's live
I hope
action.
so.
But
Why
I've heard
not?
even with that, they've been pretty loose on what's going on in that movie, which is crazy to me.
What, they had a live action one.
No,
back
they're
in-
coming out with another one.
Oh,
and no, it's gonna be cool. And then they're opening the Mario Land in Universal Studios in Japan,
Okay.
so we're all
Yeah.
gonna go.
Okay.
We're all gonna go. It's like 2020.
Buy my
Do a
plane
show out
ticket.
Can I
there.
real quick shoot on something we forgot to talk about? What's your opinion on those controllers that they're offering? With
Which ones?
The NES controllers.
I bought them.
Nobody liked
You
the
bought 'em?
NES
Nah, not yet. I'm gonna buy
Oh,
them.
the
now.
Joy-Cons?
I'm gonna
Those
buy
are the
them.
original.
So,
I don't like that.
So to begin, they're not good controllers to begin with.
It's just
Yeah,
the NES
they're
control.
not.
It's just nostalgia. It's just
It
nostalgia.
is true.
Here's
That's
the-
how they win too. They
But-
sell you stuff you used to love, and they make more money again.
Like, I'm going to buy
two
the
problems.
hell out of the
But
mini
see,
N64.
and look, hold on. Here's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
here's the
I'm
thing.
buying that. But two problems
They
with
saw.
that.
I'm going to tell you why there's no problems with that. They saw huge dollar signs like Nintendo always does, and they put a cap on that. They said one per customer, and you need to be a member of the online service.
Why is
to
that
buy
a
it.
good thing?
Because it's making it so you are only getting what you need. Do you really need 7 of those?
Some people do.
No. The second, I don't care about one per
Resell.
customer, whatever.
What do you need those? What do you need? No.
reason
Stop
they're
talking.
doing that-
What
I'll
do
tell
you
you
know?
why they're doing that.
Listen.
I'll tell you why they're doing that.
Why
No,
do you
you're
need?
not getting
Why
it.
do you need NES Switch controllers?
That's not the point.
If you don't have NES
That's not
games
the
on your
point.
Switch,
What if I'm buying presents for Christmas? That's not the real reason they're doing
Then you
that.
go buy an
The
NES Classic.
No, you're completely unaware of why they're really doing it. They're really
Go
doing
ahead.
it because they suck at stocking hardware, and they've always sucked at stocking hardware.
because their shit flies off shelves.
Put more money out, invest.
Shout out we.
All you have to do is invest. But so
Dude, it's not always that easy. When you're selling that much, okay, you need to realize how much the Switch has sold in such little time. There's only so many man
they've been
hours.
okay with the
in-
Switch on shelves. That hasn't been
at
too bad.
Now, the
Yeah.
first 3 months, it was abysmal.
But
It was
Amiibos
horrible.
were a nightmare.
Yeah.
The GameCube adapters were a nightmare. The Wii was notoriously a
I'm not-
nightmare.
I'm
Is it if they're not making enough, or it's just that hot of a
No,
product?
I think it's that hot of a
I
product.
think maybe I
think it's
kind
that
of agree
hot-
with you, Christian.
I think it's
that
that
it's
hot
kind
of
of
a
just a
product.
hot of a product.
But should they not
Because their shit
forecast?
is-
Should they
they're-
not forecast that it's going to be that hot of a product and just overproduce?
I just think there's only so much you can do. This stuff sells out all the time.
But
We-
what I was the 2 things wrong with the controller.
No, hold on. I'm gonna give you a rebuttal. And here's a little one.
give 'em
2
one.
days ago, a new iPhone came out. This company knows that they sell bajillions of these phones. Try to go find one right now. You literally can't.
Hasn't it always been that way for them?
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
know, right? They can't forecast. Yeah, come on, dude. There's only so many man hours or so many.
I don't know if they can forecast. They're on a decline. That's a hard one
That's
to
true,
forecast.
but still, I'm just saying.
Oh,
Nintendo
anyway,
was on a
Believe
decline
me,
too.
they can forecast.
yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying,
yeah.
man. I really think that's just Nintendo trying to limit this issue of always having.
I think so.
Us-
But
because-
so that's
because
that is a different problem. But the two let me get to the 2 problems I have with that.
which are wrong.
The,
Go
the,
ahead.
the forcing people to buy the subscription thing is clearly just like
No, because you need
It's
the
some-
subscription to use the product.
You really can't just use those controllers whenever you want.
yeah, I can't just use those controllers.
Are you really going to?
Some people will.
No, come on.
Do.
But trust me,
you
there's
live
gonna
in
be
the
that
Bay
one
Area.
guy who's an expert with the controller.
I'm gonna play Dark Souls with them.
Hey, some
Oh.
people.
You can play with bongos. Why
Second
not?
thing, they just restocked stores with the NES Classic, which is the same, close to the same price as those 2 controllers. Explain that.
Yeah,
one.
no, see that. I mean, that's
Those 2
different.
controllers are the same price
But
almost as the NES Classic, which
the
they just
controllers,
restocked.
the 2 controllers do have Bluetooth. They're wireless. There's some tech in there that isn't
Yeah,
in.
that's true.
You know,
He's not wrong.
there's
I-
something in there. There's
I
a
can
tiny
see
little
that.
battery in there and some wireless stuff and all this and that. Yeah, I mean,
I think
if you put the
I think
two,
if the incentive is that you have to be a member, it should be like, hey, thanks for being a member. Here's these at a decent price.
Yes.
that's a good price. $60 for 2 controllers.
It's not 2 controllers. It's a Joy-Con format. It's one damn
No,
controller.
it's 2.
pretty
It's
much.
2 controllers.
It's the full Joy-Con, right?
No, it's not. So you guys don't even know what you're talking about. So you get 2 full NES controllers for $60.
I see what you're
so
saying.
that's $30.
It functions as the Joy-Con, but it functions.
It
as
doesn't
the
even
2
function
player.
as a
I see.
Joy-Con.
So
it's
it's
not a
not-
It
Joy-Con.
doesn't connect like a Joy-Con
It does only to charge. It is an NES controller that
So it's
charges
to-
on the Switch.
So it's just
Okay,
to
it
use
just charges
with
on the-
classic games you buy.
yeah.
Okay.
You can't use it on you could probably use it on other
Yeah.
games.
I thought
but
it
you
was
can't
like a
I'll bet
you
hybrid.
can't
you
put
can.
it
Until it gets modded.
You
you
mod it.
can't
Yeah.
put it on the Switch and play it. It's not like Joy-Cons. It is
Right.
one.
They make confusing things to
I
me.
got
Another
it.
confusing one, that Direct. So, you saw they're relaunching the Wii U Mario?
Yeah.
For like the
Yeah,
4th
it's
time?
Cat Mario.
No,
That comes out
Deluxe.
the same week as Smash. That Katamari.
that's different. That's a
Katamari-
different title.
Oh,
That's a
I'm
different.
hyped for
no,
that
no,
game,
no, no, no,
man.
no.
Katamari game?
Oh
That
yeah,
Katamari-
I'll
I'm
buy
buying
that crap
both.
again.
It comes out the same day as Smash.
I'll buy
Why
both.
would they do that?
Because
I'll buy
it's different
both.
audiences.
It's true.
It is not.
It is different audiences.
It's
Is
different.
it?
One is a fighting game and one is a Mario game.
Yes.
One is a fighting game and one is whatever
That problem
Katamari. What is
solves- yeah,
Katamari?
You know what?
Katamari is a great game.
It's,
All right, well, I'll buy it.
It's a therapeutic
Nick
builder.
will buy it for me or something. I've
Yeah.
got this thing where if I don't buy games, somebody else buys it for me.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I
you,
guess
you
the
want it?
reason.
Therapeutic
You want it?
builder
You're new
is
here.
what
Want to
I
buy me a
okay.
game?
So I guess the reason in my mind about that is I don't even. Think
get
of,
what you're
I don't
saying.
even think of Smash having a demographic. It just everyone buys that damn game.
You're right.
That's
but-
kinda like what
But
I
when you
am.
put it 1-in-1, Smash and Mario, it's like not exactly the same. Smash and Katamari like completely different.
yeah,
And you already know, like, Smash is an automatic buy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they don't care. Like, they'll know people are gonna buy it. Whatever's.
Well,
coming
here's
out.
the thing, and I heard this a couple years ago. I heard it in relation to like music releases, but I think it can be used with video games too. So, if you have 2 products that are opposing each other, you have a better chance. Like, okay, so let's say Smash is already slated to release on that day, right? If you put Mario on that day, you have a better chance of selling your Mario game than selling your Mario game than it being sold at a later date or something.
Dan, is that true?
Because it's competing with something directly. Where nobody's gonna buy Smash and then Mario. They're gonna buy Mario, and then be more inclined to buy Smash.
Right,
Yeah.
because if there's no competition, why would you buy it now instead of buying it later? But if you have competition, like, oh, I want to support this game more than this one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's FOMO, fear of missing out. People will buy it because, oh, I bought this, but I might miss out on this, so I'll buy it at the same time.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's,
Yeah.
hell yeah. That's definitely Smash.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna put it in my shoes as a consumer. If I really want both those games, New Mario Bros. And Smash, right? I'm probably more likely to buy them both at the same time than go and buy Smash and then buy Mario like a month later. Does
Just
that
to
make
say
sense?
you have it, yes.
It's because I have both, and if I buy one, I'm not gonna want to buy another one later. Like, I'm gonna be so into Smash.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it goes both ways. Like, it's a weird way of buying things. I'm probably not actually going to do that, but in my head it makes more sense to just buy them both, have them both, and then wait and
Yeah.
stagger them.
Or maybe you want to switch the game whenever you want.
Exactly. And you know, so I heard that same relation with music a couple years ago. I think it relates to video games.
Yeah, I
But,
think any entertainment really.
Yeah, I think it's like even if it's like a day or two off, like if they put Smash and then Katamari, nobody's buying Katamari because they bought Smash.
Yeah, well, I mean, even
Yesterday.
okay, look at movies, right? Marvel's not putting 2 blockbusters in the same week.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Because
so-
you're going to go see one and then you're going to miss out on the other one.
Yeah.
Well, you know, people might buy both if Katamari and Smash the same day.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
true.
I get it. Let's segue. Or did anybody
I
have
wanna-
anything to say
you
to
know what?
this? Because I've got a big one.
Oh, go ahead.
No, but go ahead. Say what you need to say on
Well,
this
mine
topic.
was kind of a big one to lead into.
Oh,
some
go
more
ahead then.
talk. Okay,
Good.
so I wanted to get in a little bit with you because
Uh-huh.
I played the Call of Duty beta. Like,
Oh.
I loved it. Because really, what I want to get into is the battle royale thing. What is your opinion on that whole thing? Are we seeing oversaturation? Is this a trend? Is this the new thing?
I am actually excited to hear this
Yes,
too. Yeah.
because I'm really it's a mystery. It's a weird phenomenon in gaming right now.
Let's hold on. Before this, because this is what I wanted to hear. Nick, I want you or anyone, say what you think about battle royale, and then I want you to explain why that is, or put your spin on it. Because I think you're gonna have insight. Dan is gonna have insight to why it is the way these guys are explaining it.
You want to go first?
I'll go first. So I think Battle Royale is going to stick around like how Counter-Strike sticks around or like League sticks around.
Mhm.
Because Battle Royale, you know, it's getting more and more into esports. They're having their own like summer scrimmages.
Yeah,
and
which
this
I
and
think is
that.
a bad format, but
And then,
yeah.
but they're like, it's still doing numbers on Twitch.
Right.
And it's just one of those games that I feel like is going to have a continuous lifespan because it just kind of hits so hard.
Yeah.
Because I'm really just thinking of like how Counter-Strike is still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's how I feel about it. Like, it's going to be here.
Yeah.
You know?
do you think it's going to stick around? Nick,
Yeah,
what
it's
do you
going to
think?
stick around.
So I think in one way or another it will.
Yeah.
My problem is up to this point, every battle royale game has kind of been
The same.
bad quality in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Fortnite
We
is
say
a
that-
solid B minus to me.
So Nick and I have been saying this pretty much since Fortnite like went on the up. We're like, Fortnite is good and all, but the second a AAA comes in and makes, you know, Call of Duty Battle Royale or, you know, Super
I
Smash
think, yeah.
Bros. Battle Royale, you know, then it's over. It's over for these like cheapy free to play.
Well, a lot of people disagree with that, and I don't know why, but to me, it's just Fortnite. Doesn't look the part of a 2018 game.
it's an Xbox Live Arcade game.
It doesn't feel the part of a
Damn,
2018
yeah.
game. It doesn't play like it. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a weird
I agree.
trend.
I agree.
And I really feel like now that the big companies are seeing the future of it, then it's going to take off. But I've always been like, you guys are only so high on Fortnite because it's the best of the genre right now.
Yeah.
Like, no one figured out cheeseburgers, and all there was McDonald's, and now, like, real artisans are coming along and making real food. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I agree. All right, so Dan, do you think Battle Royale is here to stay? Say what you think or say what you're able to say, and what do you think on like the up and up and where it's going and all that?
I think a battle royale is a new gaming genre.
Okay,
So
I think you're right.
if you think
Yeah.
about it, let's go back to the 90s. We had Street Fighter, we had
Mhm.
Mortal Kombat, 2 fighting games. Surely
Yeah.
there was games before that, but those games were okay. And then you had Tekken come out and Killer Instinct and yada yada
Oh, yeah.
yada. And here we are with Dragon Ball Fighters.
Mhm.
So I believe battle royale is a new genre. It's just gonna evolve. you see Call of Duty Blackout come out, and it to me feels like a better PUBG, right?
Yeah,
and it
that's what
feels like a
everybody's
more
saying.
polished game because, like you said, a AAA studio company.
You guys being the company that works on it have
Well, I don't work on it.
you don't work, but the company you work for
the
does.
family.
Yeah,
Okay,
family
yeah,
company.
sorry
It's
about
made
that.
by Treyarch.
So it has the assets and the capital to do what Epic Games cannot, to make this absolutely insane product.
Yeah, I
And
mean they're
so-
different games, but like fighting games are different games. You have a more cartoony Smash Brothers game where you have a more realistic Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Or
So you think it's going to
Injustice.
bloom now that the AAA is getting involved?
I think there will be many more games of that type.
Mhm.
But
Well, you know. You know. You know. You don't have to say it, but you know.
some people know. I don't. But it's just going to be different genres. Maybe you'll see
Yeah.
different IPs use it, and it's just it's not.
Splat-
It's not that it
Splatoon
make-
Battle Royale has been a big
I feel
rumor
like games are
flying
gonna have like a battle royale.
Yeah,
mode.
it's not just that
Oh,
it
yeah.
makes
Like, for
the money.
sure.
It just is. It's
People are
you gotta-
liking it. It's blooming.
Well, it's the new money is people watching it on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes good stories when people talk about it and you see the scenarios they're getting in, and that will incline people to buy the game or do other things related to the game. So it's a new genre. It's here to stay, and you'll be talking about it in 10 years for sure.
100%.
I don't think it'll be.
Look, like Ninja got on the cover of ESPN. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like that's.
I don't. I see it blooming in maybe 2-3 years. I think that's where it's going to be. Like the best ones are going to be coming out.
Until it's 5 years from now when that Smash Brothers
And
Battle
then-
Royale comes out.
Oh.
That's just 100-man melee.
And then I think it's just going to
Oh,
kind
it
of
is
plateau
true.
around there. I think
So-
I think they're going to get better and better and plateau around 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, what will be interesting to me is to see if they come out with different ones. Like, oh, here's Fortnite 2, or the game lives for a
That's
long
interesting.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what they do besides just transform their maps. and
I
stuff like
think
that.
it's got to be
Yeah.
just
It's still developing.
It's
You're
got to
right.
be the core that changes, right? So like the reason I liked Call of Duty so much is because I thought
You mean the Battle Royale or do you mean Call of Duty?
no, the Battle Royale.
Okay,
Blackout.
The reason I like that one so much is because it feels like Call of Duty at the core.
Yes.
And the Call of Duty's
Right.
always felt great. Like it's just core feeling. It's felt amazing. The way like finding cover works, the way like movement works, the way aiming works, the way bullet stray goes. All that stuff I hated in Fortnite. I thought it was weak. I
Yeah,
thought
it
it
was
was
not
junk.
good. Because again, I
there's
think that
so
goes back
many-
to capital.
But there's so many cores that could fall into that. Like, say Gears of War's system came along and did Battle Royale. Like that would feel sick,
Amazing.
right?
It'd be
That would
amazing.
be
Or there'd be
hella
right. There's
crazy.
so
Yeah, I'd
but
be
I'm
so
saying
into
there's
that.
so many subgenres, like you were
Gears
saying
5.
with fighting games, right?
Yeah.
That could certainly jump into Battle Royale and make something unique and different. And I think it's important that it's got to feel innovative, creative. It's got to feel like it had real like potential from the start.
Yeah.
Fortnite to me never felt that way. It just felt like a shell.
Fortnite started off as a shitty PUBG. Like that's just that, and it just bloomed
Well, and
because
everything. Well, H1Z1
Cartoony.
was real
Yeah.
early one.
Yeah,
and
but
then
that was
PUBG,
the
and then
PUBG
Fortnite.
started
But all of
pioneering
those-
it.
Right, but all those before, like if you go down the line of which one was 1st they feel shittier and shittier
Bad,
and shittier.
yeah.
As they go. H1Z1 feels awful.
Yeah.
PUBG
the only
already
reason.
feels dated.
Why do you think Fortnite blew up? Because it's free, or because it's fun?
I think,
Or both.
It's
I
the
think
I think
dances.
it's 'cause-
Of course, it's
I
the
think
dances.
it's free, and I
It's
think
free. It's arcadey. It's like
Yeah.
easy to
I
play.
think the free, and I think
It's on
and I think
everything.
It's on,
Yeah.
I think
It's on everything is a big
Twitch-
thing,
You
I think
can.
Twitch
You
is the
can.
biggest boom.
Here's
for
the
it.
thing. In this room alone, I think we have like 30 things you could play Fortnite on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know,
another funny part.
It's on everything. It's like
Yeah.
Minecraft. Minecraft blew up because you can have it on everything. You
And
know,
like the art style, resonated with the young kids.
with a
They're-
lot of. I think it was more than
youth.
that, but yeah.
my
The,
dad's
the only people who I ever heard say anything bad about the art style, and yeah, it's not the best thing, but it was like like the PUBG and like Call of Duty players, like, oh, this looks like a goddamn cartoon. But it's just like,
Exactly.
yeah, not everything has to be all blood and,
And once
guts
again,
and
you're getting
dark
into like
and-
the fighting game community. Oh, Smash is for babies.
Yeah,
blah,
exactly.
Blah, blah,
Yeah.
And Street Fighters for
And then-
rich people.
Hey,
I wish, I wish.
or like Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive is just for perverts.
Yeah, it's sure it is.
Dead or Alive is
Shout
for
out those
perverts.
boob physics.
That's
man.
a-
Those they made boob physics. Those things
Yeah.
are crazy.
The volleyball game was.
I'm getting hot.
I know. I'm starting to we gotta revert back here.
Yeah. All right. So one thing that kills me, absolutely kills me, is DLC these days. Because, and it's something that you said in the E3 episode, which is our first episode. Company A comes out and says, "Here's our new game," It has this and this and this.
Oh, yeah.
Here's our DLC
Yeah,
schedule
before it comes out.
Before it's even out.
Schedule.
Yeah.
Schedule.
Plan. Like, it's not even the full game.
It's like you know you're gonna put this in the game, but you're not putting it in the game. That sucks. And I think that's just kind of where we're at. I don't know. I don't buy season passes anymore. Who buys season passes?
It's a
The last
negative.
one I bought, and it's only because that game is amazing, is Dragon Ball. I won't touch anything.
Last one I
else.
bought was in 2016, 2015, Gears 4. Whenever Gears 4 came out, and that was the worst season pass of all time.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever bought a single season pass.
I bought the one for Black Ops 3 also, but I went halves on it with Charlie because we
Maybe-
game shared. But
Maybe
that season
Destiny
pass was
1,
$60.
That's a
You paid
whole-
$120 for some maps on top of your game. It's crazy.
Is that really all it was?
Yeah, they gave you zombies maps and multiplayer maps.
Wow.
It's crazy. Just maps.
Nothing else.
Just
Wow,
maps.
wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
insane.
the schedule thing, like the
It's
more you
nuts.
talk about it, that kind of pisses me off.
It sucks, yeah.
Yeah, we already have this extra shit for you. Oh, you thought this was the full game? Nah, we got some extra shit next summer.
It's
for you.
like games are not $60 anymore. Games are now $120. Games
Yeah.
are $140 if you play Destiny. Games are $200 if you play Destiny 2.
It's all
just-
about getting you hyped for the future. Spoilers, most of the time that stuff isn't done.
It's
Yeah.
already in the game. They found that
Yeah.
in Destiny. They found
Yeah.
a bunch of
Yeah,
locations
now
in
that-
Destiny.
Data,
1.
data miners are going off these days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so some people, that's a shady business if you're
Oh,
showing
wait.
it.
I want to give you guys a little something on the topic of data miners. I should have said this earlier. Data miners found in-game voice chat on Nintendo games, so the app might be going away eventually.
Okay.
It should have been that way from the beginning. Don't
I
praise them
know.
for
Did they
that.
find? Did,
Come on.
did they find a party chat too, or what?
I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, things are in games before they're actually in games, and a lot of the time that's content that you have to pay for, which is garbage.
unlock, yeah.
To
I remember
unlock it.
the first one that was a huge upset was it was Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yeah, it was on the disc already.
it was
All the
on the
characters?
disc.
Is that the?
Huh?
Was it the characters?
It was,
Yeah,
it was
they-
4 extra characters
No,
that
it
were
was
on
eight.
the disc.
Dude, it was 4 Street Fighter and 4
Oh,
Tekken
you're right. Yeah,
characters.
so it was 8 characters that were on the disc, planned release, and it was an outrage.
Yeah,
I think
the
that's
DLC was just an unlock.
yeah. And I think that's why
It
a
was
lot
a
of people are
$30
upset.
So
but
shady, right?
now that's every game you buy. I think every single game you buy
Well,
already has at
yeah.
least one DLC ready
I
to
just don't
go.
think
And I
they're
know
so-
you want
I
to.
just
I
don't
know
think-
you want to admit it, Dan.
From my experience, no. I mean, if we
Okay.
put it out, you would laugh at the company because it's not ready yet. So
What do you
it's,
mean?
It's there to maybe have it out, but it's not ready. You know, you have to make sure something's polished. You can't just
Yeah,
put
you
out,
can't just. You think it's in the game.
you put out
as
like a new character and his fireball just poofs dust instead of
Mhm.
actually hitting you.
Yeah,
So you think they're in the game but still being
They are
developed.
trying to get ahead of the curve. Usually,
Yeah, no. So that makes sense because that cuts down development time. If you release a game with one
Yes.
DLC ready, that means when the game comes out, you're releasing the next one and the next one and the next one. So you're always one
Yeah.
step ahead.
You're trying to be ready as much as you can be,
Mhm.
but video games are so volatile. You have to kind of react like, oh, they really like this DLC, so we kinda
yeah,
gotta
I can
change
imagine that gets really hectic.
So season passes are kind of a sketchy idea because if you say
Mhm.
here's what we're doing, but people are like, "Whoa, we really didn't like the first one. Why would I want to get this one? Oh,
Mhm.
we already bought the season pass. F."
yeah,
Shit.
exactly.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels like they default, like you're saying, if that becomes the new norm as season passes, like you're
Mhm.
saying that games don't cost 60, they cost
It's
120,
120.
you're going to see some real dangerous bleeding of money because
Well, do you see
if your game is not fire, like you said, if they don't like what they got in the first month, you just wasted time development money, dude.
Yeah, but you got that $120 out of it. You already got people's money for the game and the DLC.
Well, no, not everyone. I mean, people are wise
th-
enough.
no,
They're
but
not
that-
buying
but
season
that's-
passes day one. That's real.
I feel like it's a lot.
There
of people
are, but it's
What do you? All right,
certainly
what do
on-
you think? You can see these things. Do you think a lot of people are still buying season passes day one?
Yes, because if they
See?
love the game, they're just going to keep playing
Do
it.
you
That's
think
it.
it's less than it was, say, 2-3 years
Either
ago?
one, I think it's more.
You think
See?
it's more?
It's the same
no,
reason
yeah.
people spend $10,000 on free-to-play games.
Yeah, no,
I guess
that's what I'm
just
saying.
Me,
Yeah,
alone.
no.
I
See,
mean,
the
You're
thing
a
is-
smarter
the thing is,
gamer.
You're
Yeah.
smart.
consumer.
You're smart and you're picky. You do not put money into something that isn't really worth it. You put a lot of time into fighting
Well,
games,
and
which is a constant
what,
development.
That's what hurts me at the risk of sounding like back in my day, but like seeing the new generation come in and they're just used to that. Oh yeah, $60 in a season pass. That hurts, man. I don't like seeing that.
Yeah.
But you know, if I get quality products, I'll suck it up. Like,
See, I would be fine with buying a game and buying every DLC if every DLC was quality.
well,
but the issue is that
yeah.
I can't remember the last game that really had that.
You know what's a certain company that every time they give you added content for an extra price, I got no problem paying for it, is Blizzard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're good.
they polish the
always
hell out of
good.
their games.
They're good.
It's always
Polished.
They're
Good.
good.
It's always good.
Yeah, I'm
And
about to
they're-
buy Diablo 3 again in
Yeah.
2
What?
months.
For
I
Switch.
don't know if you're at liberty to say, but what involvement do they have with? I know they have an involvement with the Blackouts
With
thing.
Activision.
Are they just putting it
Blizzard
in
and
Battle.net, or is
Blizzard
they-
and Activision are a
Are
joint
one
company.
company.
now.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
So they're
Yeah,
just
okay.
saying, hey, here's our tech, use it.
Right. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, because BattleNet's a pretty stable thing, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, I played the Blackout beta on Battle.net.
So
Mhm.
is BattleNet their own like online?
It's like
service?
their
It's a hub.
Steam
It's like their
kind of
Steam,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Okay,
Blizzard
their
Steam.
own Steam thing.
Yeah, so you got
Cool.
Steam, you got BattleNet, and you got Origin.
Origin.
Yeah, those are like the
Ugh.
three. Yeah, Origin.
Yeah, Origin
Gross.
is a gross one.
But DLC, like, what's your take on it? What do you think?
For me, I like to kind of hold off on buying DLC so I really
Mhm.
see how it produced out in the wild. Like Far Cry, I really like that game, but I didn't buy the season pass
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to see what the DLC was like, and I saw it, and I'm like,
There's
it's
games
not
that
for
I
me.
love, and I still don't buy the DLC. Like, I didn't get the DLC for Breath of the Wild for a while because it's like, if I bought the season pass when I got the game, I beat the game, and I'm not going to go play it again.
Well, you
Yeah.
know what? The issue too
Yeah.
is the time frame. It needs to be quicker. If
For
you
DLC?
can't- yeah, I know they
For
want
some
you-
games, yeah.
Yeah, for Destiny,
mindset-
But see,
sure.
but imagine
But I
this.
mean the
Imagine
mindset-
this.
here's
Imagine
the
this.
mindset, though,
No. Because imagine this. Because you're right. Because like Destiny's a perfect example. Because you buy Destiny and then you run out of things to do and you have to wait for the DLC and you just want it's like come quicker, please
Yeah,
come quicker.
yeah.
Yeah.
But do you really want that dollar sign to come quicker? Do you really want to pay $60 for a game and then the DLC comes faster? You got to pay some more.
Yeah,
I think-
I do and I don't.
But
I
like-
think they do. You think they have to space it out? To
I think that it takes a while to make these things.
but do you
so they
think
kinda
do,
have
do you
to-
think
Yeah.
financially that's why they space it out so people aren't just dumping money in and realize that's an issue?
Yeah, of course they want to space it out to have a nice
Because if I spend $60 on a game and then $40 on DLC like 6 months down the road, maybe I can justify it.
I do agree with that. I think the problem is at that point I'm kind of checked out of the game.
Yes,
the
exactly.
The mindset for the
That's-
companies
yeah.
is we want them to still be using our
Yeah.
product, so let's space this out so there's playing. for
and
a
they'll
year
do that
long.
with just updates to the game besides
all,
DLC.
all you need for that though is just a quality game.
But I think I'm more
That's
I'm more inclined to impulse on the extra content if I'm still like in the rage where I come home from work and I immediately want to jump on the game.
Yeah.
If I'm
I-
still in that and more content comes out, I'll probably be in a more impulsive mode.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
And they try and do stuff to keep you going, but the big chunks of stuff just take a long time to make.
Yeah,
they don't know
that's
what
true.
they're making yet until people react to it. And what do they want more? Maybe they want a new villain in Spider-Man or something that people are really
Was there a season pass for Spider-Man?
There's DLC. I don't know the details.
I would just
Really?
assume
There's
there's
already-
know that.
yeah.
I assume every game has a
There's
season pass.
It's they're putting in like a
Black Cat.
campaign arc with Black Cat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See, but games like that, like
That's-
a single player game, I think that's cool if you release DLC like a year later.
It
And it's
needs
like,
to
yeah, like
be-
I'll go play that game again.
Yeah,
I
it
won't
needs
play
to
it a year
be.
later.
Huh?
A year later is way too far away.
You think so?
Yeah.
See, for some games, like a single player game, I think that's perfect.
You know what did that right
Hmm.
was Grand Theft Auto. They
Oh,
pretty
and
much
they-
gave you a whole new game every time.
and they keep doing it right. Like
Yeah.
all the
Yeah,
online
yeah.
drops that they have, these new heists.
yeah, there's
It's
people
like
going in it. But
hours
That's
of more
just like
content
that's
for
just
free.
like that's just like the paid version of Fortnite to me, though.
Okay.
Except they're making they're making a
well,
lot
even-
of money.
No, go backwards to even Grand Theft Auto 4. That was like a whole new game. You got the biker one. You
Oh,
got
no.
the-
What
Gay
I'm saying,
Tony.
what I'm saying is
Yeah,
how
the Gay Tony one.
one.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
there
how
was-
they keep adding stuff to the online. Is
Oh,
because
okay, I see what you're saying.
Grand Theft Auto has now made more money than any entertainment product of all time.
Yeah.
More than any movie, more than any TV show.
You know what's
Anything.
You know what's a funny.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
You know what's a
Okay,
funny
shout out
point.
It's
Rockstar.
insane.
You know what's a funny point I want to bring up is if since we're talking industry in modern day,
Mhm.
how are they going to release a Grand Theft Auto in 2018, man?
gonna
How
be-
are they going to do that?
That's gonna be a rough one.
I think they'll be able to get away with it.
Yeah, but the political stuff is so rampant. How are they going to release it?
Yeah, you can do like Vice City now.
You
You
could.
can do Vice City now. I don't
Really?
think so. I think
Why not?
I think some people would get a little.
Will it be okay to get a hooker still?
Oh,
Or
no,
is
of
that,
course not.
No, they're saying,
Oh, what?
they're like,
No.
oh, why are all the hooker women? Where are the men?
Oh, God.
those are proud sex workers. You can
Yeah.
you can make a topic out of it.
Exactly.
You can make a topic like this out of anything.
Video games are escapism, right? You go into the video game.
You
Don't
can
caring
say
about-
that, and that's true, and I agree with you. But to a lot of people, they don't
They
understand
don't play
that.
the video
They don't
games.
understand. No, see, but everybody wants to put their nose into something.
Video game bad, make you kill people.
Yeah,
that's what they like
things
the
like
media
that.
like to
Stupid
say.
things like that. I think that if the next Grand Theft Auto doesn't play it safe, it'll probably see a big backlash. I don't think they're going to care.
They've always
I think
seen, the thing is, they've always seen.
Yeah, but it's been
backlash.
from like parents.
But
and,
I'm saying
we're
it'll
becoming our
probably-
parents.
Presumably, it'll be the biggest backlash this next time around.
Yeah, unless they just play it safe and do just like mob stuff or like street gangs or.
No,
Okay.
they'll go as big as they can because the online's making so much money.
So
Red Dead will
much.
make so much money for them. They'll-
Yeah,
They like
yeah,
don't care. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, they
at,
have
at
no
some
care.
point
They're trying to please the fans, and they're doing.
and they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
They're doing a
Yeah,
good
they've
re-
never done a bad job.
I'm not.
Have they
I'm not
gotten-
saying anything negative about that because I think they have put out the most consistently good products in
And
video
it's-
games in
and
a
it's-
long
yeah.
time.
Wasn't there
They got a
was
handful.
was there a bad Red Dead sequel at some point or
No.
that was good? There was
No.
some game that had a bad sequel. I'm trying to
Well, it
remember.
was probably like the zombie Red Dead thing that. I don't
No,
think
that
it
was really good.
Yeah, that was
That DLC
that's
was
like
that one?
that's commonly known as like one of the best DLCs ever.
I don't know then.
I mean,
don't know.
Rockstar. I'm sure Rockstar hasn't had
I
bangers.
can't think of their titles. I can only think of
Rockstar Ping Pong?
Ping Pong.
Yeah.
What
Even
else?
that was a
game
good
was
game.
sick.
What
Even
else
that
have
was a
they
good
done?
game.
And that game was like $6.
Bully was
too.
a good game.
Yeah, see, I want Bully too. They,
Oh,
was
that
supposed
would
to
be
come out,
sick.
And then they just stopped. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, see, more good. I see.
Grand Theft Auto Battle Royale.
Yes.
That would be good.
Yes.
That would be good.
I'll be real though, that would just feel like Fortnite. Because
Are you
Fortnite's
not-
movement feels
Are you
pretty-
convinced that there's not going to be a Red Dead Battle Royale? I have no idea, but I
That would
wouldn't be
sick on
surprised.
horses and you know what?
There's
Grand
like-
Theft Auto in the city battle royale would be fine. I guess the environment
Yeah.
of Fortnite is what really
Yeah.
makes me.
Well,
Surely
the
they
thing
have
with Fortnite
mods
is
for
the
that.
building and the all that.
yeah, with
Yeah.
choppers and all. All right, well,
Yeah, think about you're just
Future's ahead of us,
getting
man.
in a car and just mowing down.
Well, a
everybody on
vehicle
there.
battle royale. Like, what if they did like a Twisted Metal battle royale? Right? Like,
Nick's,
what,
Nick's eyes just lit up.
Well, that's
that
the
would be
thing, yeah.
crazy.
Mario Kart Battle
Mario Kart-
Royale.
Exactly.
And the genre continues.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what you guys were
I
talking
heard
about.
Animal
earlier.
Crossing is gonna have Battle Royale.
Yeah,
Really? Send mail. Send some mail.
But we're on DLC. So what does I don't know. Like I don't even know what to say. I don't even really buy DLC anymore. Like I think it's just all
I
bad
don't.
stuff.
I literally don't
I
buy
think it's all bad
DLC
stuff.
unless
I almost feel bad saying these things in front of a developer here. It's like,
well,
I mean,
well,
we have the
he
same
hits us with the
issues
facts.
too.
do
I
you
mean,
mean?
we're not all happy if DLC goes bad or
Mm-hmm.
people not buying the DLC. We want people to buy the DLC.
yeah, you're making a product. You're working on a product. So for you,
I mean, we take pride in our work. If someone
Absolutely.
doesn't like some feature I made because of this DLC or something, I want to change it for them. I want to make them happy.
Yeah.
We're-
Well, and
I think
being
a-
that it's moving in the esports direction, like everything's moving in the esports direction. That's the craze, right?
yeah,
Most of those titles, I don't know what it is, but you immediately feel inclined to buy the DLC if you're invested in those games.
well, yeah,
Fighting games, you have to buy all the DLC.
You have
need to
to.
learn matchups.
yeah.
What would it be? League, you need to learn characters.
Mm-hmm.
Counter Strike, you want to, decked out with skins.
Yeah.
Fortnite, you want to be looking decked out with,
Yeah.
whatever you
and
need.
just sick ass gliders. and
Yeah,
I
stuff.
think a lot
whatever
of
it is, that genre easily sells DLC, and I
Yeah.
can see why people are moving that direction. It's money grab, and it's making us happy. So.
I think what a lot of people think DLC looks like from like the inside is like you're working on a game. Dan over here is working on a game. He's working hard. He's putting his life into this product that you're all going to play. And I think when people don't like it, they see as the guy above you saying, "Hey, don't work too hard on this. We're just trying to make a quick buck."
or people making wrong assumptions. Like maybe we think
That's what I'm
it's
saying. I
gonna
think
work
that's a
out
wrong
well,
assumption.
But it's if someone comes to me and says, "Oh, we need to put out this gun that shoots 2 feet in front of you, then drops to the ground. It's going to sell great."
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, it might not work out. Let's try it, and then we get backlash, and we're wasting our cycles if I have to go
Yeah.
back and make it shoot
Make
5
another
feet
one.
more and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. But yeah, back to DLC. I personally don't like the season pass because you're showing your hand. You kind of want to
Yeah.
get people excited. Like, what's
I
coming
agree.
next? Oh, the next DLC is, oh my God, Batman and Mario Kart. It's like, yeah,
Keep
Christian
it
will buy
hidden.
that.
Keep it hidden. For
You're right.
sure.
Yeah, no, because I think it's the excitement, because if somebody says, I'll just throw an example. Here's Destiny 3, and here's Destiny 3, we go to Mars, and here's Destiny 3, we go to Saturn. I know what
I don't
everything
mind
is.
if you give a title to DLC, but if you're laying out, it'll have this gun and this
Oh,
gun,
okay.
and I don't like that
yeah,
stuff.
sure.
But if you
Yeah.
say,
But
like,
I think with schedule reveals, it kind of goes into a
that's-
little deep.
Fighting games got that down, man. Like
Yeah,
those
those
reveals
are
get
great.
millions
Yeah.
of
Oh,
views,
yeah.
and they get people.
everybody
hyped.
heard the pop off
Oh,
at
yeah.
Evo, when
Oh,
they-
yeah.
Sagad.
But
and,
what I was saying was, if I buy Destiny 3 and then 6 months later, like, oh, here's Destiny 3, we go to Mars and there's a cool trailer and all this, and then I'll get excited. You
Yes.
know? So I think silence is the key there.
yes.
And what
But
else?
to let people know it's coming is also okay. But if you're out there laying the whole roadmap out, like in the third DLC, you'll do this, and you're gonna have a escort mission.
people are just gonna want that from the get go. I think.
Yeah, but if you Marvel, like their end credits
Oh yeah,
reveal, stuff like that, get people
Yeah.
excited, wanting more.
yeah, that would be good. I forget. I had another point. I forgot
Okay.
it.
One thing people should take note of from Nintendo, though, that Smash idea to just go, everyone's here, and just pull all the old
It was
files.
a crazy reveal.
If more
Yeah.
games,
That was crazy.
So here's the thing: that wouldn't be as heavily like development dollars, because think about it, you're pulling old files, you're bringing it to the new games. If more games did that, like imagine if Call of Duty said every map that's ever been,
Oh my God.
it's gonna be maybe a DLC or maybe at some point we're putting every map in the game. Or if Marvel vs. Capcom said every character that's ever been in the series is gonna be here, like Smash said everyone is here. That sparked in my head and that hit something. I was like, more games need to do this. It's such a good idea because it can't be
It's-
as expensive as making brand spanking new content as just pulling old stuff.
What do you think?
Well, you think it was easy just to say like, yeah, what's bringing characters from Melee or Smash 4? It's not me. You have to recreate the asset from scratch.
Right, but would you say that's the same, more,
As making
less,
something
as
new?
making something completely
A brand new character? Oh,
a brand new map, brand new character, brand new gun.
Oh, yeah,
brand new
yeah, you're right.
content.
Yeah. Well, because
Yeah.
the development is still there. You still have to. Okay, so we're making Link again. You still have to make Link, put all his moves in there, but you know what it is already. It's not like spending months trying to figure
Yeah.
out, a map or a character. It's like just
Yeah, I can see that.
remaking it. I don't know what the process. I don't know if remaking characters just.
And that, yeah, and
Yeah,
doing
I
that,
don't know.
doing that, I guarantee would translate to dollars for these companies.
Of
Like,
course,
doing
it's
that-
just like
Oh,
how
yeah.
the Switch comes
'Cause-
out with old games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get
people
hit with
love
the nostalgia
nostalgia.
factor. Yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
loves it.
You
Everybody
get hit
loves
with the
it.
nostalgia
Yeah,
factor.
so that's
too.
that's something I would like to see, and
You
that
know-
would because like you said, nostalgia factor. If even if
Yeah.
you did that idea and put it into DLC format and said, "Hey, season pass," but over time we're going to trickle in every map that's been
Well,
in the
because
series.
Black
like,
Ops 3,
oh, that
for
would sell.
instance, I think
Sell.
one of the DLCs was the first zombies map.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Do you know? Am I
don't
wrong?
know.
So there's the last Black Ops game. New one's comes out next month. Last Black Ops game. One of the DLC season pass thingies was you get a new zombies map, but it's the first zombies map. I think, or it was the one before that I did that. But people went nuts. It's
Yeah,
like
it's a good move,
So you
and
know
it's cheaper.
It is, because you do have to remake all the assets, but the idea is that
Yeah.
you don't have
It's
to
not-
rewrite
I,
it.
Yeah,
The whole
I don't want people to
layout
get me
is
wrong.
already
It's
there for
not
you.
priceless. Like it's not free. Like they're not
Yeah.
just throw it in. It takes time and it takes development, but it's easy like profit to development ratio. You
I
know
think
what I mean?
so. I think so.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else I really hate about video games besides everything. I just play my Nintendo Switch all the time and kind of zone out.
What do you? A little off topic. What are you hyped for coming up here? Any news? Any?
Oh man, Dark Souls next month, Mario Party next month, Diablo November, Pokemon Let's Go.
Are you still hyped for Pokemon?
No,
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Just
No.
making sure.
no.
It looks bad.
See, that's another one where it's like, I think I don't know about developers, but they're just not aiming it at the audience that we want them to. They're aiming it at, you said it in our Pokemon episode. I think it was a Pokemon episode.
Well-
They're aiming at like the 80-year-olds that are playing Pokemon
yeah.
Go.
So what
and-
happened with that, in my opinion, was they saw Pokemon Go, and they saw 10-year-olds and 80-year-olds all playing together, and they're just jizzing in their pants over that, right?
Yeah.
So they did that, trying to do it on a console game. Well, I got news for you: 80-year-old man's not buying a Switch and
Hey,
playing.
he
that.
might if he really loves
No.
Pokemon Go.
If he
No.
really,
If he
wants that,
really
might- yeah,
like, he
really-
might put down the newspaper. And play,
But that's the
like-
thing. I would rather play Pokemon Go than this game is coming out. This game looks bad.
As an Xbox main, I'm not excited for
Anything.
anything.
There's
bro.
nothing
I'm
to say.
Xbox
Xbox has-
suck.
my
I have to
Xbox-
use Cedric's PS4 to play Spider-Man all the time. I haven't even finished God of War either.
They
My
should just
Xbox has
merge
been
with
collecting
someone at
dust
this
since
point.
Monster Hunter
It's
World.
sad.
It's
dude.
horrible.
Like Xbox needs more IPs.
That's horrible. They don't want to make exclusives
Well,
anymore.
You saw them at E3. They bought a bunch of studios.
yeah.
So give it time.
I will
Let's see
give
if
it
they come
time.
out.
But as of right now,
So what is it
This
exactly?
is the Great
though?
Depression.
But what
It's
is
horrible.
For Xbox,
Yeah.
Are we
yeah.
still seeing effects of the DRM policy, or are we? Is this what's going on
Oh,
with them?
what was
Are they
that?
just having bad management?
is
What's the
that?
deal with them?
The games just
what's
aren't
DRM
hitting.
policy?
when the Xbox One first got announced, that whole fiasco.
But didn't they change? Didn't
They
they change
They
that?
did, but people
They
still
had
didn't
online
want-
only.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, the online only.
They
fucking-
retracted very quickly.
Yeah,
Incredible.
Of course, you better.
yeah.
Come on.
But yeah, none of the games they were making were hitting the audiences. What am I trying to think of? The one in the city, you collect orbs.
Crackdown.
Oh, Crackdown.
Are you excited for that?
Not really.
I mean,
Not enough to buy the. Yeah.
only people who really liked it. I
Yeah.
played the
I
fuck
loved
out of that game.
Crackdown 1.
Two
Crackdown 2 was
Bleh.
whatever.
Like it's cool. Like the only thing I'm excited for is Halo.
Is that their?
I'm not even excited for
is that
Halo.
their big push this year? Is Crackdown? Huh? It is. Huh?
Crackdown, yeah. Halo.
Oh man.
Gears 5 had an announcement.
They
but
thought
there's no
PUBG was
release
going to
date.
be a killer
They
for
really
them.
thought that
and
was
then
it.
what
You said that
happened?
in our
and Fortnite.
in one of our
But
episodes.
Fortnite.
You're like, Microsoft thought PUBG was going to be the big thing. They invested all this money and all
Yeah.
this, and Fortnite overshadowed it in like 2 minutes.
And meanwhile,
Mm-hmm.
Sony's making exclusive games that are great. God of War,
I
whatever
don't-
the heck
Spider-Man.
Hideo
so,
Kojima's making.
so okay, so I want to ask you. No, we're not talking about. We're not.
But no, something about
no, we're
babies
not
and
doing that. We're not doing that because Hideo Kojima is a hack.
Wow.
Boo!
Guy over here selling his Nintendo Joy-Con NES controller
I
says
love it. I
Kojima's
love
a
it.
You ever
hack.
played Metal Gear?
All right, but hold on. So I gotta ask you because
Yeah.
maybe you have an idea here. We talked about this on our E3 episode. Microsoft isn't concerned with exclusives anymore. They've said it so many times. They're not doing that. They don't care about doing that. They still have some, but it's not like their big focus. That's Sony's huge focus. Their exclusives are constantly selling consoles even this far into the life cycle, right? Why do you think Microsoft isn't putting money into exclusives?
That's a great
You
question.
see, even you don't understand. Like
Well, that clearly they are. When they bought all those studios, they announced it to the world. Here's a bunch of studios. We're making
yeah,
a bunch
maybe
of
they're going
exclusive.
back to it.
They're probably going back to it because maybe they were thinking microtransactions were going to carry them over to the next generation and console sale.
I
Well,
have
and
a
it's not
theory.
because he asked
We'll
me the
see
same
next
question because
E3.
I love my Xbox and Microsoft is great and all this and that, but there's no games and I see all these people with PlayStations. They got God of War, they got Spider-Man.
I'm having
they
a
got-
great time with
Yeah,
PS4.
I'm having no time. I want a PS4 for Persona.
So
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, see,
And it just keeps going. Like the list of amazing exclusives.
Uncharted.
I'm not a huge fan of Uncharted, but it's a good game. And then you see Xbox and it's like, oh yeah, I'm playing this game, and my Sony friends like, yeah, I'm playing it too. You know, it's like there's no.
I have a theory. Since everyone's already invested on PS4, right? When they do something like,
But that's the thing is,
when they do something,
there's still people now investing. Like I know people are still buying PS4s who didn't
That's what I'm
have
saying.
one.
So, well, yeah, because that would.
Or did you mean Sony, not consumers?
Sony?
Oh, sorry, I thought you
So-
meant consumers.
So
That's my bad.
they're invested, and I think people don't really. No. I was talking consumers.
Consumers, okay.
Yeah. So people already invested, and Sony's pretty much on the hill at the top, right?
Sure.
When they say, "Oh, Spider-Man, something Marvel is only coming to PlayStation," that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
That's
but
a
the
huge
people
deal.
aren't like uproar about it. They're like, "Oh, sick! I already have a PS4."
Right.
Street Fighter, that was huge when they found out that was gonna be
So
only
so
on
the
PS4.
same way that I've gone to Capcom to give them just here's like $5 or whatever, thanks, keep it up. I wanted to go over there and moon them that day.
for that. Yeah,
It's funny. I
yeah.
actually drove by that day, like coincidentally. I was like, God, I just want to moon
But so
them.
so here's my thing with that. so
Bastards.
nobody's saying anything. Nobody's in an uproar, and they're like, "Oh, Sony, you're a bunch of corrupt,
Yeah.
assholes with a cigar in your mouth, just screwing us, right?" But Xbox,
do you think they are?
Well, but listen, Xbox went through that with the DRM. That's what everybody's image of them was because of that DRM deal. I think that's why they don't want to go the exclusive route. I think they're afraid of having that image again.
Could be it.
That's
could
just
be
a
it.
theory. I mean, who knows? But I think that exclusive
I
thing
could
is
see-
real. It's
I
a
could
real
see- I'm
backhanded.
gonna word it a
dirty-
little
It's a
differently.
real backhanded, dirty move.
I could-
but
I-
it works.
I want to word what you said a little differently because I think it could be a little bit more open ended. So with the Xbox One reveal, they came out with something that everybody hated. The entire world was in an uproar. People were saying that they did not want to buy Xbox Ones, and because of that, PS4s sold like crazy. And Xbox One sold not very well. After a move like that, you cannot be the guy with the cigar. You got to be like, hey, everybody's welcome, everybody's nice, everybody's happy. You know, you gotta really play it as safe as possible. After a move where everybody was mad at you, and like all these outlets were just shitting on Microsoft. Like, yeah, you're right. I think that theory is right on the head.
Yeah, I mean, and it's hard to get out of that hole. I couldn't give him a plan to get out of that hole. What do you do? Like that PUBG thing.
That sucked. Yeah, that was just
That was
a bad
nobody's
investment.
fault.
That was just
That
a
was
bad
nobody's
investment.
fault.
That they didn't do anything
They
wrong.
didn't know
or anything.
Fortnite was on its way.
Fortnite was already out, but they thought that PUBG was going to be the big one.
Was it?
Yeah, Fortnite was already out.
It was in.
They were all. Everything was already out. Fortnite and PUBG were both out on PC, but that was the first console one.
Yeah.
So I guess you're right then. Yeah. So as this is the first battle royale on console, and it's only on Xbox.
Yeah.
And then Fortnite comes out. Hey, ours is out. It's on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, your phone, your Apple TV, your this and that, your blah blah
Yeah.
blah, your microwave, and
Meanwhile, all of this talk and PC players are just laughing at us. Master race.
Dude,
Kicking back, probably on the top story of a building.
Yeah,
with
but
the
they-
sunset.
Here's my thing.
yeah.
with
But
that.
do they have
PC
Spider-Man?
They'll get it eventually, right?
Yeah, they
Is it?
probably will.
Hopefully, maybe.
They got World of Warcraft. They're good.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Jesus.
See, my thing with PC is master race, but Windows is not master race. Windows sucks, dude.
Mm-mm.
That's I
Compared
hate
to what?
dealing with
Windows
it.
gaming.
Oh, Windows gaming.
Yeah, just Windows in general.
Yeah,
It's-
Windows is
I
horrible.
hate it.
Horrible.
That's why I stay away from a lot of stuff. Getting
Mhm.
stuff to work is always a
The
headache.
thing about PC is it's unlimited.
Yeah,
what
see,
you can do is
you can't fuck that up.
You can't.
Well, you're not
like-
paying for online.
like-
And it's
It goes more than
user generated. Like people mod games.
Yeah.
Like
So-
they don't need Spider-Man.
so-
They'll just sorry.
My,
it in
no,
GTA.
go ahead. No, that's fine.
I was gonna say they'll mod Spider-Man in a GTA 5 and you just
Yeah.
wait for the
Yeah.
building. It's like
Yeah.
So it's like Microsoft can fuck up the Xbox One.
yeah.
Sony can fuck up the PS4. Nintendo can fuck up the Switch. You really cannot fuck up PC gaming. I can't think of a way.
Yeah, who are you gonna blame?
Yeah.
You
Well,
can't.
it's just
Dell?
and that's what's interesting.
Imagine people with
Alienware?
pitchforks at Dell. Like, no, like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's such an open source.
Yeah,
you
the car
can't.
is flying and no one's steering. That's
Yeah.
just does what it does.
Yeah.
now.
So I think, I'm not a fan of PC gaming. The only way I'm gonna get into it is if these next consoles are revealed and they're just not speaking to me. Then I'll probably get into PC gaming because my thing is like, and this goes. We've been kind of off the rails, but this goes back to it. So imagine Xbox whatever and PS5 get announced this year, right? And they tell you that your whole library is gone. Your entire PS4 and Xbox One library is gone. I've got a lot of games. I've got like 200 something games, right? They tell you, yeah, you can only play our new games, right? PC players don't have that issue. And it's starting to be a very big deal, I think. You think so? You keep nodding. You think so?
I think that the PS4,
Because
next Xbox, well, they'll probably
PS4
do
isn't
this-
even backwards compatible. I think Xbox might be safe because it's like you could play original Xbox 360,
right, but they'll
Xbox One.
probably, they find a way to bring those old games back to you. Do the Nintendo Classics, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The eShop,
Mhm.
or like even the PS1 streaming service,
Yeah.
something like that.
stuff like that.
But they try and make it backwards compatible, but sometimes to make the games more powerful, you need to kind of change the architecture a lot. And that's why the change from PS3 to PS4 is more like changing it from a wacky card to a PC. So you
Mhm.
can make crazy games like Spider-Man or like
Mhm.
God of War. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't even have a problem with that backwards compatibility thing
Well-
because here's the thing, dude. That stuff. Are you talking about physical disc backwards
No,
compatibility?
no.
or you
What,
just
what I'm
total-
talking about is losing your library.
Okay, because
Because
a lot
I-
of people complain they want physical backwards compatibility. I'm like, dude, that's so
That's-
expensive.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
That's
sense.
also
Just
like
get it.
old
Yeah,
tech, like-
well, you need to upscale things, and you need it to be less expensive. You're gonna
Yeah.
go pay $80 for Monster Rancher on PS1. Like,
Right.
come on now, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
See, it's like my thing is like, it's like I don't know how to word this. It's just like I can't imagine buying a new console and they're going to be expensive. Like these things just keep getting more expensive. So Microsoft announces their Xbox whatever, right? And it's like $700 or whatever. It's supposed to be the most incredible gaming console of all time, and you buy it, but it's just like, well, my entire library is gone. Like that kind of sucks.
Well, is it? You still have the previous console.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
How's that not the same?
Why would I
well,
buy? Why?
it's not the same because PC gets.
Yeah, what I'm doing is
PC
I'm
gets that
comparing
luxury.
PC to console.
They get to upgrade without losing anything.
That's
I think
true.
is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
and I think that's a big deal, and I think that's something that these companies are going to have to kind of hurdle because I think that's like an elephant in the room.
Hey, would it be a problem if Sony started making like shells and just selling Sony branded hard drives and RAM and CPUs and stuff? Like,
What do you
that'd
mean?
be so bad? Like a PC, building a PC.
Oh.
Like people upgrade your PC when it
Mhm.
comes time. And you get to keep everything like you said. Would it be so bad if one of these companies, Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo, came out with something like that? Nintendo would never do that.
Never.
But, so if one of them,
They've said
came
they
along
want to
and did
support the
that,
Switch for 10 years, though.
That's
That's
far
a-
too. That thing is already outdated.
Yeah, but they could.
hardware is already
No, but
outdated.
see what they're doing, and I know I keep praising Nintendo, but what I think their idea is what I want. It's the same platform, but you can give it different iterations. What if like the Switch Pro comes out right in like 2-3 years? The Switch Pro comes out. It's the same console with the same library, with the same everything. You have access to all your old games, and then you have access to the
And
new
you're
ones.
kind of seeing that now with the PS4 Pro and
And the
Xbox One X. So you might start seeing that again in the future, where it's just an
That I would
upgrade.
appreciate if the Xbox One is the forever console that just keeps getting upgrades. And yeah, maybe it's like you said, like you know,
It's
get a
just-
thing that you have to plug in for some more RAM or whatever.
I guess
sure,
the PS4
I'll do that.
Pro is kind of the answer to that, but my problem with that is it's a whole new purchase.
Yeah.
It would be cool if maybe they went...
Well, you can trade in your previous one. and
I was
kinda
going to
get a
say,
discount.
yeah, if they came at maybe they discounted you, but I guess you can always secondhand do that anywhere, right?
Yeah.
That would kind of...
And I think that could become a thing. You see Xbox like a lot. You know, they sell their own stuff through like Windows stores and stuff like that. And now that you can finance your Xbox and lease your Xbox, it's crazy. It's insane.
Put a down payment on your
Yeah,
Xbox.
Yeah, put a down payment on it. And yeah, this is mine.
Layaway.
Yeah,
I
equity's
don't
doing fine.
ever want to see that.
But well, no.
Never.
But think about it this way: if they do a sole, just you're purchasing it through Microsoft, or purchasing it through Sony, right? And you're able to upgrade through that, you know, because
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Upgrade
It's
through
the phone
GameStop?
model. It's
Yeah.
cell phone model. That's
What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Upgrade through GameStop and get
it's like
$4
Apple.
for your PS4 towards the new one?
Here's the
no.
problem. They're going to have to see profit on that, and that means you're getting screwed somewhere or another, and that's why I don't like that monthly idea.
And that's why I'm just like, where does this go? Like, where do consoles go? Like, I'm not hyped on them right
yeah,
now.
I don't
I'm not.
I think it goes the phone model. It's just an upgraded version of the previous console.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way they keep making money, because to make a new hardware,
so. Same
from
OS, different hardware.
maybe.
That's what you think?
Yeah,
That's what I'd like to see.
I don't
Yeah.
think it needs. Yeah,
That'd be
I don't
cool.
think
It's
the
cheaper for
OS
them to
need-
do that.
and it doesn't need huge upgrades.
No.
What's
I-
wrong with the PS4's interface?
Nothing.
Nothing.
And that's why I don't want new ones to be announced, because if new ones get announced and it's not what we're saying right now,
and
then
and
it's
for
just like,
developers,
well, I'm just screwed.
yeah, it's kind of a pain for developers, because if it's a completely new system, now you're recreating your game
On
to
the
a
new
whole
console.
new, a whole new console, whole new
Mhm.
architecture. It might not work the same. So you can't just say take your code, throw it on this console, just work. It doesn't work like that. It's
Mhm.
you're gonna do that, and you're gonna break the computer, or it's gonna look all black. So you kind of got to put more investment to porting your game to a new console and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, I think it's interesting because it feels like we're in a renaissance, but
Oh,
at
yeah.
the same time, the future's ahead, and it could certainly go the other direction. You know, depending
Mhm.
on what happens. Like,
Yeah. I
like
think-
you're saying, if they
I-
announce the new Xbox or the PS5, right? What are they going to offer us for features? Like,
Mhm.
what's left to add? You know,
Yeah.
other than just stronger stuff.
Exactly.
And
Makes
on the
sense.
go gaming.
Yeah, on the go
Yeah,
is
if they
huge.
if Xbox and PS4
I love
make
my
it portable,
Vita. I'm so sad it's dead now.
that was a rough one. I don't know.
Yeah, it
what,
was.
Yeah, I the game library.
Nick, what do you
just
what do you
sucked.
think? You've been kind of quiet during this like console
I
thing.
know, I've just been taking it.
Yeah. no,
So
but what-
like the thing that sucks is
are you real quick? Just one question, then explain.
Alright.
Are you happy with like the current like platforms, Xbox One and PS4? And would you want to just stay there?
I think they're fine. And the only thing is, like, if they do make next consoles, like, what makes you want to buy it is if the games only run on that console, right?
Right.
And that's what I'm kind of scared about. Like, how much better can these games, like, better looking and stuff,
Mhm.
like,
Oh, you'll
for
be
to do that?
surprised.
But I mean, then if it goes that route and these consoles become like thousands of dollars, I'm just gonna build my own PC.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not
That's exactly
gonna
where
pay
I'm at.
$1,000 for an Xbox
I think
that
the
runs.
ratio is always off, though. I think if the consoles start costing 1,000, building a PC is going to cost 3,000. You know, I think it's always
Really?
going to be.
You think so?
Just the way that stuff sells and the way that market works and stuff.
So I like what you said about keeping the same OS.
Yeah,
which makes
because-
sense. Like, why change the whole thing again unless it's like a major
Well,
upgrade? We
because
don't have that anymore.
Even like the PS4 did incredibly better than the Xbox One at launch, but I feel like even the PS4 launch was pretty abysmal.
Yeah, the games were terrible.
Yeah.
There was no good launch titles. for
Yeah.
any of
What,
these
you didn't like
consoles.
Knack?
Ay.
Nah.
Yeah.
Knack 2, baby.
Baby.
That actually came out too.
Yeah.
I wonder what that sold.
So
like.
if they came out with those consoles fresh out the market, you know, you get these upgrades, these couple new games, and there's plenty more coming out, but you can still keep playing your PS3 games or your Xbox One games. Do you think those sales would have gone up, or do you think they would have stayed the same? All of you guys, what do you guys think?
That's a good move, but it doesn't translate to profit.
Because
That's
you
the
think
problem.
people
It
are just gonna
all it does is make us happy.
You
That
think
doesn't
people are
give
going to
us-
stick with their old ones for longer that way, or what do you think?
Well, if they're able to,
Yeah.
you know, if
Yeah.
if the
Is that what you
upgrade's
think
not
too?
necessary,
Mhm.
but the reason they do all this stuff is they make the upgrade necessary, and that's why
Yeah.
you don't see backwards compatibility,
Mhm.
and that's why you don't see all these ports of
Because they want you
NES.
to focus on
well,
the
they
new
don't-
stuff.
Well, no, they want
Yeah.
you to buy
Yeah.
it. You know, they don't see ports of SNES and N64 yet because they're getting you locked in.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now you're invested. You'll get it a year later. So now all the people that we couldn't, you know, rope in and trap in last year, now we're gonna rope in the harder ones. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's
the
smart.
people that are
That's
harder to
smart.
sell to, we'll get them next year.
I don't
And
see.
eventually they want the whole market.
I don't see that working on Xbox and PS4 though. Like
Well,
I think that's a
Xbox
different
has already
market.
failed, and PS4
Yeah.
I think doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, but
Nintendo's the only one.
I'm
in
talking
that
about
sense.
next consoles.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
but who knows? It'd be a whole new jungle. You know.
yeah.
PS4 could come around and say something stupid like the DRM policies, and tumble to the ground just like Xbox did.
Yeah.
Who knows? That's a real huge thing, and it's especially interesting too that for the longest time they were all at the same time. Xbox, PS3, and Nintendo would all have to upgrade at the same time. They did with N64. They did
And
with
now it's all
GameCube.
wonky.
And now Nintendo's like, oh, ours is 3 years offset of the other ones, and Xbox
Yeah.
might not even come out with another one, and PS4 is coming out with the Pro. They probably won't even come out with the PS5 for a long time.
It's
and
everywhere.
It's all over the place. It's not
It's
like
insane.
it used to be at all.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna upgrade if they're still supporting what the console I have now, unless it's like a super major upgrade where, like I said earlier, you can really only run that game on that console.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's gonna make me want
Like
to jump over.
think about the difference between Xbox 360 and Xbox One.
yeah,
With
graphics.
Xbox One, and there was none of the graphics
Like that,
though. It
but-
was the whole thing. It was like
Yeah.
the Xbox One was like integrated with like your TV and all this music stuff, and movie downloads and all this crazy stuff. It was a whole thing, right? That you can do on the Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
If there's no big reason for me to buy this, just better looking games, better running games.
100%.
Why?
Yeah, that's,
Why?
and
I agree with
You know
you.
what I fear too is eventually some of these games coming out are not going to start working on PS4 Pro.
Really?
I mean, I'm sorry, PS4,
PS4
and you'll have
is-
to get a PS4 Pro.
That's what we said when these things first started coming out.
That was my
Nick and I said
concern,
this a lot.
yeah.
We were like, I want to get an Xbox One because what happens if a game's coming out and it only runs on Xbox One
Yeah,
X?
I don't
Remember
even
this
think-
topic?
I don't even think they'll tell you. I think things will just start
This is gonna
crashing.
start happening.
And then
No,
you just,
they will tell you.
No, no,
Are you
no,
sure?
no.
yeah, they
yeah,
have to tell us. That's shady.
Nintendo
That's
did
shady.
it. Nintendo told us.
You're already kind of seeing that already, right? Some games will be performing better on PS4 Pro or
Oh, yeah.
Xbox One X. You get 60 frames per second on a Xbox One X, PS4 Pro compared to PC. If you turn
Yeah.
off certain settings.
Yeah,
It's just-
God of War has that. Or
Yeah.
like a,
you can't say Nintendo told you because there's
They
a
did,
case
though.
where they didn't.
The new 3DS.
No. The Pokemon Sun and Moon, that runs like garbage on the original 3DSs,
Yeah,
and they
but
didn't
see,
tell
they
anyone.
told you when things would only run on the new one. If there was,
Yeah,
there was
but-
2 games I think that
Xenoblade and,
and
one of the other.
there was
I know
a
what
couple
you're talking
eShop
about.
games
Yeah, but
that
the
only
Sun and
ran.
Moon, they didn't tell you anything.
yeah,
I bought
because it
that
did
game.
because it did run.
Yeah, ran like crap though. They didn't say anything. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but I guess.
That's my fear. I don't want that to be the case.
Yeah,
But I think the other companies
where you're
are
just
a little smart. I
blindsided
think the
into
other-
Just like
upgrading.
silently
Yeah, you're
trying-
blindsided and upgrade. That's a
Yeah.
good way to put it.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
yeah.
Could happen, but
But I don't see that happening for a while. Like,
hopefully.
I
mean,
think
so,
these
too,
companies are still trying to figure out the same way we are at this table right now.
they're like, well, we can't make it that much better right now. So
I'm with Dan. I think they can. I think they can right now. I think they can right now. But I don't think that translates to dollars. Yeah,
because it's not a major like upgrade.
because
Cool.
did the Xbox One X fly off the shelves? No.
No.
Did the PS4 Pro fly off shelves? No.
It all comes down to products. You got to
Yeah.
have the right product to really sell the console.
And all those things did was give you better performance and better graphics, which is
Yeah,
great.
There's tech nerds that'll buy
It has
that.
a lot of-
Absolutely. Yeah.
I upgraded my PS4 because I wanted my games to have the option to run faster.
Yeah. I mean, if I cared that much, then I would too.
Yeah,
But
it's just like PC Master Race. They do the
yep,
same
they
thing.
do the same thing.
So it's
Yeah.
just.
I don't know. Between future consoles, I could see it going either of what you said, the phone route where they put out new ones,
Smaller iterations
Mhm.
probably is the best way to go.
or him where upgradable consoles,
Mm.
which is a strange idea, but
They
that can
tried
kind of that could kind of bridge where we're at with like consoles versus
Who was
PCs.
trying to
I
do-
don't see it, but I could see it.
Who was trying to do that with phones recently and it tumbled? It didn't
Mo-
work.
Oh, it was a
Motorola.
Kickstarter, right?
Yeah, somebody.
No,
was-
there was like the Motorola where you have like the upgradable.
yeah, it
pieces
looked like
or
a puzzle
something.
in the back, and you just added RAM.
I think
or
it was a
camera.
Kickstarter, yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
somebody. It didn't work. It didn't.
Mhm.
Never came out.
But you know, those PC nerds were like, "Yes, this is
and they,
what we
they
want."
back
Yeah,
the
it's
hell
just-
out of it.
Yeah,
I don't know why that would tumble. I think it would work in gaming. I think it would.
I could see it. I could see it.
How often do you have to upgrade a PC? Like on average?
I'm not a PC
Like,
guy.
What do you think?
It's-
Oh, well, you have a gaming PC, right?
I do not. But
thought
it's
you did.
usually every couple years, 3-4 years, I'd say, if you really want to play the next high-end games at a reasonable frame
An
rate.
Ultra.
I
or
think
whatever.
there's been times too where it slows or speeds up where you
Mhm.
need upgrades. Like I think currently there's a problem with video cards because I guess they use them to mine Bitcoin, so
Yeah.
the prices have been inflated horribly.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
So that's a whole thing too. Not a lot of people are upgrading right now. But I don't know. That's
Interesting.
another
Yeah.
weird part of the. That's
This is
even deeper in the
I
market.
didn't expect to get into this segment of like the console version of like the decline here that we've been talking about.
It's an
The-
interesting point too.
It
'cause
is,
I've,
though,
I've
yeah.
thought about it. It's hard to tell where things are going.
Yeah, but I can't think of anything else I really feels bad in video games right now. I mean, we covered everything: video games in general and video games in general.
Well, you guys
Industry.
have me here now. It's time to ask me questions about the video game industry.
Yes.
yeah.
Well, is there anything you want to promote? Maybe stuff you're working on or stuff?
You
can
know,
give us a
Call of
little
Duty,
hint? What's
Call of
going on?
Duty World War II. The last DLC came out a couple months ago or something like that, and
Okay.
you know, we're just working on another game. But of course, play Blackout 4, Black Ops 4 and Blackout 4.
Yeah, that's
The name's confusing, but of
So,
course, you know,
so can you confirm that Blackout 4 is happening?
no, I cannot.
All right, for sure.
But I do want to comment on how perfect, and I kind of want to get your opinion. I think it's a great move to not include campaign. I
Interesting.
think
Oh, yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people were not happy about that. But let's be real.
Nobody's
I'm
playing
pretty
this
sure they
campaign.
pulled up the numbers on who's playing it, right?
Like
You'd be
campaign?
surprised. There's some people that do like campaign.
Some people, but
Enough of the pie chart is, you know, so maybe who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
this game they have, you know, just this offering, the other game they do.
so is the
another.
campaign going to be DLC?
I was just gonna say. I was just gonna
It's
say-
already done. It's already on the disc. It's already,
No, I don't know.
You
any
don't
of
know.
that stuff.
That would be funny. That'd be a fun little turn. Hey, you guys missed it? Here it is. Give us $40.
They seemed. I'd say like they seemed desperate
Well,
when they were putting. Who was there? They started putting actors in it, and I was like, this doesn't add any real
I don't-
value.
I,
It adds
I think
no
it's
real
weird
value.
that like I've seen people care about that. So yeah, do you think a lot of people care about those high end names in video games? Because I've seen people go crazy about it, but to me, it's just like
That's the
I
dumb
really
consumer.
don't.
Christian,
care.
we know you're a big
Kevin
fan of
Spacey.
Taylor Swift. If she was in the next Call of Duty, would you buy it?
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, there is
If
some people
Kanye
that.
West was in, I know this guy'd be buying it.
Well, you could buy
I'd buy
the
the fuck out
Shaq
of that.
Fu DLC where you play as Obama and you fight
Exactly.
Kanye West.
People love celebrities, so
They
of course
do.
they're gonna buy that stuff. So it adds some value to have the
Okay.
big names.
Mhm. But do you think it's enough to pay those celebrities?
Oh yeah,
You think so?
you'd
That
be
must
surprised
not
when
be
people
that
play
I'm
video
definitely
games.
surprised.
Oh, it probably is, but you know, people like celebrities, so if someone's in a game, they'll buy it.
Really, you think that inclines people to buy it?
You know, how many people paid money to play that Kim Kardashian mobile game.
oh my
Oh,
god!
that's a good
I
point.
remember that.
That's a good point.
You're a good guest. I like this 'cause I would have never thought of that. I would have never thought of that.
Hit you with some
You're the best
haymakers.
guest since this guy.
Hey,
It's almost like we're brothers.
Oh my god.
runs the family.
Yeah, I guess you have a good point. It's just to me, it's like because it was a Bloodstained,
Oh, yeah.
the Kickstarter game.
Uh huh.
One of the stretch goals was like we're gonna get this guy and this guy in the game, and it was like a huge stretch goal, and it was just like you wasted all this money on some voice actors. Like I would have taken a new game mode, but a lot of people were pumped on it. So I was
Yeah.
like, well, this is weird, but I'm in the minority. there.
Celebrities add value.
I just didn't think it was enough value, but interesting.
Getting into battle royale with Call of Duty. That whole thing is real. Works on sustaining long term, right? Fortnite, PUBG. They have a product. They keep it going. That's not technically in Call of Duty's wheelhouse, right?
the
Ooh,
question
that's a
of the-
good point.
It's the question of the industry these
So,
days.
yeah,
Like, what
that's-
happens with the next game?
Yeah. So, I mean, you don't have to say
Wait, are
what's.
you- are you
Obviously,
talking-
you
are
can't
you-
tell us what they're planning. But
I have-
what
yeah,
do
Are you
sure.
talking about consistent updates?
No. I'm talking about
Oh.
they put a game out every year or two.
He's saying, what if the next game comes out and they have a battle royale mode? Do they compete with each other?
Well, yeah. Are they doing that, or do they plan for Blackout to be? Are they going to change the scheduling?
I
You
could
know,
see
like,
I
what-
could see
pick your-
Blackout becoming its own thing. I think maybe,
They could.
and you probably already know this, but my take on it is I see Blackout as a prototype, and I think if it does well, it will become its own thing.
That was my thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
like
it's
sell
not-
it at a cheaper price.
Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
Because they've definitely kind of fallen into the sports game thing. Frankly, like they
every
yearly.
year there's
they
a
have
Call
a-
of Duty.
Yeah, they come out with that. They have a schedule.
Oh, every year.
release.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
Call
Yeah,
of
I think more like
So if-
microtransactions.
yeah, so
yeah.
if Blackout is a huge hit.
I can't see them
What
doing
do
a
you think
Blackout
the
every year
possibi-
though.
Yeah, what is the possibility of them changing that? Are that is that something they've thought about? Is that something? What do you think is a good move if you were running the company, right? You know what I mean? Like,
I think I'm with Christian here. If you're running the company, you know that game's gonna continue year after year after year. You're gonna want to separate it out and make it its own
Make it its own
entity.
entity. But do you think you could sell a new Blackout every year?
I don't know.
I think it depends.
I have
Well,
no idea.
so you
If it's a different game
and
in
I
the
know
genre,
I know
perhaps.
this is a tougher one. So you said earlier that battle royale is it's a new genre, right?
Yes.
So what can you do to a battle royale game to make a second one?
Add-
What would you do as a developer? What I know that's a tough one, but like, what do you think anybody can do?
You just add new features.
Add new features,
Something.
and,
I don't know.
You
I don't know what's the game.
more building in
uh,
Fortnite or something.
It had to be like a whole like new map, like
Well,
the whole
yeah,
thing. would have to
definitely.
be-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
maybe, and it could
something
be
they're
that. It could
lacking.
be a new map
A new
every year
map,
or something.
and that
Who
could be big
knows?
enough because what's crazy to me is like, so two separate entities I know, but it's like multiplayer shooting games, right? They go through those maps like fucking crazy. You need new maps constantly, otherwise you're getting bored, right?
Yeah.
But these battle royale games, you stick on that one map
For a long time.
for
yeah.
a long time, and they don't need a release. PUBG released another one. I don't know if Fortnite's even gonna do one. They keep adding little segments,
Well, that changes the map.
but it's it's crazy that it's like people, the community is okay with it, and I like that. I like that we don't constantly need new maps or new this to that.
Yeah.
Like people are finally content with just what's there.
I think
That's
you know,
good,
you get
you
these
know?
people in a room, you're paying them good money, you give them plenty of time to think it out. I think there's ton they can come up with. Like just
Yeah.
adding the whole system of like Call of Duty since they added like again going when I played the beta, the add of perks, incredible. Like that is
So like the actual
good.
game, or do you mean to Blackout?
Into Blackout. So like the perks,
Amazing.
So amazing, works perfectly. They could easily add new mechanics like that. You could easily make a class system. Say you're playing like I don't know if you know how Rainbow Siege works.
Yeah, I do.
So
Loosely,
you
but
play. It's like League of Legends in a sense. You pick a guy and he has like he's a class, like a medic or a sniper or whatever.
And you
it is.
add that to
You
it?
could easily add that into Battle Royale.
See, I like this.
There's a ton of stuff you could do to it.
I like this because I think at the current state, we all don't really like battle royale. I know you don't really like it.
That's
Well,
misconception. I
no.
love it.
No,
I
no.
think I hate all of them that are out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like where
Yeah.
battle royale is like you don't like it. I'm not a huge fan of it. Nick,
I mean, I play it a
without
good amount.
Blackout, because Blackout is the new. So where with PUBG, Fortnite, like do you like the
I
genre?
I enjoy.
You enjoy it
Fortnite.
for what it is.
I enjoy Fortnite.
Okay. And
I'm not a
Dan,
huge fan.
pre-Blackout, when it was all these little games,
I preferred
you like it?
PUBG.
You prefer
Like
it?
I didn't like the building of Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
my problem with that, I'll say why I don't like Fortnite. I don't
This is the
like
building?
Fortnite. The building.
Yeah.
Because when you get to the end,
It's
the last
just-
4, it's the
Yeah.
same thing
It's
every time.
exact. Once again, back to genres. Some people don't like Tekken because of the sidestepping
Oh,
around
right.
the
Yeah.
dodge, and
Yeah.
stuff. And other people don't like Smash because
And that's
But-
another reason Blackout sold.
but
me,
what I
because
was
when you
gonna
got to
say-
the end, it was
Exactly.
always a new scenario at the end. It was
it was a standoff.
I'm either I have this house and I can just sit here. Or, I'm in the grass. I have to push into a house. Or there was all these crazy scenarios that happened.
So-
Fortnite, it's always building,
kind of the
building,
same.
sniping, building,
Yeah.
sniping. It's
So
crap.
what I was gonna say that I like is the current state of battle royale. I'm not a fan. Like it's pretty terrible. And before this talk, I was kind of just like, all right, please just run into the ground, make all the games so it stops. But now with like you saying, it's a new genre and it's blooming and this and that, there's gonna be new ones. I'm kind of looking forward to it now. So I like that this talk went from decline of a certain genre to where it's headed into like a nice bright place, and that's pretty exciting.
yeah.
I think that Blackout is definitely leading the way. I think everybody's watching that like a hawk. I
Of
think.
course. I mean, from developers to sports fans.
Well, I meant developers specifically.
Oh, yeah, of
I think if people start going crazy for Blackout, I think every AAA studio is just gonna be like, do it, we're cutting this, we're cutting that. We need this now. We need it now.
yeah.
And I think it's crazy. And hearing like the better sides of this, I'm actually pretty excited.
Yeah, just wait for that Smash Brothers Battle Royale. It's
I want Splatoon Battle Royale. That's what I really
It
want.
might,
There's gonna be a vehicle one for sure coming. There has to be.
Oh, you mean like
They're-
Twisted Metal, like you said earlier?
Yeah, like something like that, or like maybe even Forza. I don't know, something. But because
I like the
Blackout
idea of
has
who was
vehicles.
bringing this up? There was some company. I don't think it's probably not going to be good, but somebody should come along and do a quality RPG one, like a WoW style.
Oh yeah, no, because they're doing Realm.
There's somebody
they're
Realm
doing
Royale.
Realm
Yeah.
Royale,
So
and it's
I
like
don't-
wow.
Is that a good company
No.
behind that? Probably
No.
not.
It's-
Right?
it's-
so if a AAA gets behind that, that could be sick.
It's
Yeah.
crappy Fortnite with RPG elements.
And a
so
chicken.
that's
Horrible.
nasty. So
Yeah,
that's
chicken.
nasty.
Yeah,
And
you
you
turn
can be
into
a
a
chicken.
chicken, and
But
you
how
start.
sick is it? You drop in, you get to, all right, I'm going to be the rogue, or I'm going to be the wizard or the healer with
Yeah,
the group.
it's really cool.
That could be sick. There's plenty.
That
like,
is very sick.
Plenty you could get people
Yeah.
to open their minds in on this.
Yeah, definitely.
Fucking pitch it to Bethesda.
They
I don't
haven't
know
made
if
it.
I'd-
They,
Elder
they haven't made a
Scrolls
good game.
Royale.
They haven't
Fallout
made a good game in
76
too
Battle
long.
Royale.
Right, pretty much. Well, 76 is in that.
Jesus.
Sort of.
Yeah.
kind of.
I don't think that. I don't.
You look
think
like you were about to say
I don't know.
something.
Well, do you guys have any other questions just about the video game industry in general or development of games?
I think you've done a good job at like hitting all the questions that I had.
Any questions about how you might want to get into the game industry if you're inclined to?
No, but you should say something like that.
Yes. So, personally, if you want to get into the game industry, go to school, play games. What do you like to do about making games? Are you very curious about how something is made, like maybe a programmer, a mathy kind of side of things, or maybe you...
Is that what you do?
Yes, I
That's
am
what I
a
thought,
video
but I
game
wanted to
programmer. I went to school and I got a CS degree, computer science degree.
Mhm.
Or do you want to figure out how to make the next battle royale game? Like maybe you have some great design ideas that you could put to paper, and maybe you can
Mhm.
implement it in a free engine like the Unreal Engine. If you want to make games, download the Unreal Engine, learn how to make it, make some games.
Mhm.
Even if they suck, they're still a game.
Oh, you know what we completely missed out on? I think it's too late to go into a whole new topic, but like the rise of indie games.
Yeah,
And
the
how it's like-
Unity engine.
Well, that's your look at all those battle royale games we're talking about. That
It's all
spawned this.
it's all
That was
indie stuff.
indie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you kind of hit that on the head. Like it's to a point where people aren't like really thinking about it anymore. They're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go, make a game.
Yeah,
And it's just done, which is really
You don't
cool.
have to be a designer. There's art positions if you like creating audio, like you know,
Mhm.
you guys do music. There's game positions for that. There's game positions for just testing a game. Maybe you want to get your feet wet.
Mhm.
But yeah, if you want to make a game, download the Unreal Engine, download Unity. They're free, and you can learn.
I didn't know they were free. That's some good knowledge. I thought you had to pay.
Nope,
Unreal
There's-
used to be a monthly, wasn't it?
it's
Or
free.
it's always been free.
You can free.
Or was-
You can download demos. You can look at YouTube videos and just, oh hey, look, I made something shoot out of a gun. That did not do it before. I sat down on this computer. So
Mhm.
if you find that fun, then maybe the video game industry is for you.
It's a good
Yeah.
move. I'm
fair.
glad
I like
people
that.
to hear that because
Yeah, I think we need.
That's what
I-
gives us our we don't need
That's
the rich
what gives
guys
you
with
Smash Brothers.
Yeah, we
Battle
don't need
Royale.
any more rich guys with a cigar.
cigars
We don't
and-
need
Yeah.
that.
I want good people making the next Marvel vs. Capcom.
Grassroots, you know.
Yeah,
Keep it
seriously,
grassroots.
seriously. All right, we've been here for a minute 40.
Yeah,
a good
This is a
episode.
good one. Yeah, it's a good
Very
time to
chunk-
close it out. Anybody who's trucked it through this with us, one more time, follow us on Twitter, please. Pop Takes Podcast at Pop Takes Podcast. Give us a follow. Dan, do you have a Twitter?
No,
No. He sounds like you do, but you don't.
just
want to.
message
It's okay.
Nick. He'll
right,
forward me the
message Nick.
messages.
Dan works at what more?
Sledgehammer Games.
Check out everything that they're doing. Follow us on Twitter. Give us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts if you're listening there. But yeah, besides that, thanks for listening, guys.
Hey, thank you guys.
Have a good one.
Hater.
Bye.